say you got to earn your liberation. Say, Coney, you got to earn your liberation. People will watch, like, people that's ruminating around. Like it, yo, all the garments, pulse up, earn your liberation.
That's a great way to start. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
And welcome to another edition of Earn Your Liberation right here on currently BPM. Diallo, Geechee, Jared. What's up? What's up?
Good morning, brothers.
Damn, I was on mute. How y'all feeling?
I'm well. It's cold this morning. I don't know. Can't keep pace with this weather.
You know, when is the summertime there? Is it not summertime in Chicago yet?
Chicago's weather is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get. Now, I'm not too far off the lake, so some morning you can wake up to chilly weather and go to bed in sweltering heat, or vice versa.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, this weather in this city ain't never been together. This is why the natives who were indigenous to this land tend to be nomadic. They would come and engage in hunting and fishing and set up temporary encampments, and then they would migrate to other areas and other parts of the season before the Europeans came and slaughtered them all. Yeah, because I could definitely get out of here some parts of the year.
Yeah, y'all saw this video of this little sister. It's funny to me. Play it.
Hustler. You don't need to ask the hustler where she is getting her money. I'm a big hustler. I work hard for my money. Okay. I work very hard for my money. So you don't have the right to ask me where I get my money. The only person that can ask me now and I'll answer is sister. Because sister is a hustler. She works for her money too. So we need to create ideas together. We need to like exchange mindset, business mindset together.
Oh my God.
Because if I tell you now I'm wasting my time, you just want to monitor my money, how my money come and go. So
Okay.
don't stop me again. I'm a hustler.
Don't stop me again.
She was watching some EYL, the other EYL, and some 19 keys.
And you know what's funny about these up and coming grinders and entrepreneurs, that hustler grinders, and the concept of earn your leisure? They should call it inherit your leisure, because I mean, in the real way wealth works, I've never seen a mega rich person stress like that. At least not as far as is surrounding work. They might be stressed behind indictments.
Jared, what you got going on? Jared about to be rich. He got some Morgan shit happening down there. Got big investments.
Business.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to tell him the crypto business, my bad. But yeah.
True.
Yeah. Don't tell my business.
My bad.
I'm out here making moves. I'm like the little girl there. I'm a hustler. Don't tell you in the way making my money. Don't stop me again. Nah, they don't cut me in on that stuff, man. So whoever's making these deals, I
feel like they're going to be antagonizing you soon, though. I feel like your stuff has to be public.
So listen, speaking of which, let me share with you all. I got this. I shared it with the group last night. It was so wild to me. Let me read the whole email that I got yesterday. So we have a whole chock full show of variations of black capitalist nonsense and hustler mythologies. But I got this email yesterday, which was wild. So it says here, "Good afternoon, Professor. I am so-and-so, a former such and such," I won't give the exact title that they held, "at McKinsey and Company."
Oh,
And I won't say where they went to school. I don't want to give any more because they suggest where they went to school. But I'll leave that out. They say, "I am reaching out to you to thank you for your insightful book, The Myth and Propaganda of Black Buying Power. While at McKinsey, I helped with the Black Economic Mobility Institute firsthand. Through my naivete, I thought I was contributing to good work, but after reading your book, I see how exploitative and harmful it is to Black people. This happened as I was preparing to leave, and upon my departure, I wrote an essay highlighting the flawed analysis and how the entire institute is exploiting Black people, and sent it to the institute's leadership, citing your book several times. Just wanted to let you know that the Black Economic Mobility Institute leadership is well aware of your work. Thanks again."
Okay. I think that's complimentary.
mm-hmm.
You
I think
down
it is
Black institutes.
Well, I think it's
Congratulations.
on the one hand, I think this. So when I read it initially, and every time I've reread it, I take that the person writing it is complimentary, and I appreciate that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But when they say that the leadership is at the institute is aware, that part I'm not. That part is that, and I even wrote back with to them, laughing a little bit, saying that sounded ominous. It was like, it sounds a little ominous. Just wanted to let you know that they know. And then,
Well, I
you
have
know,
to say, con men tend to be, you can't be a con man if you're not aware of the con. So I think they might not know of your work specifically, but I think they know the futility of what they advocate for.
Yeah.
I've never met an innocent con man. I've never met anybody pushing a con that wasn't aware of it.
But so listen,
You have?
Well, that's what I'm about to say. Like, I know there are people out there with good intentions, and then when I know there are people out there with good intentions, and then when you give them some information, they can adjust. So I don't think everybody who
that's not a con man, though. I said
could you just
so
said
back when
con man material. So like, if you saying con man stuff, you can accuse somebody of con man when they really can be genuine, because y'all talk about that all the time. Like, you think he's sincere, but sincere can sound like con man too. They pushing the con man rhetoric.
Back when I used to read Playboy magazine,
accidental con men.
When I used to read Playboy magazine, there was a great article I remember reading, an interview with.
Read?
I used to read Playboy magazine. Did they do anything else? I only read the articles. So, and I read this article about an interview with a mobster. And I always remember this line where the mobster said, he said, "We were never able to con or rip off an innocent man." He said, "Only people looking to do some form of dirt engaged with us and got caught up in the dirt." So I've always thought of that somewhat similar to what Diallo was saying. There really are no innocents for the most part. Like, if you get caught up with folks like that, you're trying to do some kind of something. And that's how you end up, because I've always thought, I've always, it's like,
Well,
So,
I mean, I think so. For instance, I think, and I hope Erica does this if she goes to the Invest Fest. But I think there will be people in the audience who are sincere or who has this whatever, and if they caught some type of fame or notoriety with saying something about financial literacy, I think they could probably say something and think it's true. Like, because even with people who say circulating the black dollar and stuff like that, I do think people were sincere in believing that's how you build wealth until they don't know. And so they might regurgitate it. And
but you're confusing the victims from the investors.
Mm-hmm.
We're not talking about people who fall victim to the schemes. We're talking about the people who construct, conceptualize, advance, and sustain the scams. Those are two different populations. So yes,
Yeah,
you
but
might find someone in your community that says, I got me an NFT, I got me a crypto, I'm building black wealth, I'm bouncing and circulating the black dollar. Those people are most often victims, but the head of the pyramid has many parts. So when you're looking at schemes, scammers, and con men, scallywops and scoundrels, they tend to know that they're engaged in something, or else, let me tell you, somebody that finds a real path to wealth, they're not going to hold a seminar. I've been in room with rich people, and now one of those rich people turned to me and says, you know, I'm interested in helping you to get rich as well. That's just not how truly rich people do. The people who generate their wealth in other ways. So the people who generate their wealth by encouraging, motivating, educating, teaching other people to get rich, that's how they get rich. By feeding off of the desperation and desires of others who want to be rich.
I won't disagree.
They're lying. They know they're conning. They know.
I won't disagree. And so as I told y'all,
for Geechee.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just giving people the opportunity to be wrong.
Like
and then
you think these cats are sincere? You think they doing it by accident?
Diallo, don't do that. Don't do that.
I didn't mean to take your wealth. Oops.
Jared, last week, did this dude not say the dude from DNC was sincere? The New York guy who was talking about he's a politician, he this and that, and he the black power, and he the left radical. You said he was sincere, right? So that means
you asking me to remember last week. That's not possible.
Anyway, let's go to this. So Diallo shared this list, right?
Can we real quick though? Just real quick. I don't think we. Oh, you pulled it up already. I just wanted to shout out the remixers in the chat and everybody who will see and hear this later, and invite them to like, share, subscribe, put this in your socials, support our Patreon. We're still in the demonetized wilderness, and could use whatever support you can offer through our Patreon. The link is in the show description. And again, all right, that's it. Go ahead. Yeah.
So I did run into the brother who and I don't know if he's watching, but we had a little conversation. And so it was a brother who hosted Jonathan, whatever guy from InvestFest, who talked about he was going to kill some young people because they were stealing his scamming cards. And I was like, yo, are you the dude from this podcast? He's like, yeah. He's like, I said, have you interviewed Jonathan? He finished the guy's last name. And I was like, yeah, we critiqued him a little bit. He's like, oh, was it positive or negative? And I was like, well, I mean, it wasn't positive. We just like to call out some of the people who Griffin is like financial literacy thing. And then he responded, he was like, well, you know, I don't really care about none of the content. I'm just doing this to get, you know, likes up and views and income. So he acknowledged that the content is not really important to him. But while we was talking, this dude who's also in Atlanta, who has this, and that's the dude who was interviewing the new owner of the Legacy Center. He approaches things like he really believes what he's talking about. And
but Geechee, can I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
Please do. Go ahead.
I know we're not allowed to critique each other on Black Power Media.
Here we go.
But maybe you can kind of, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Can you kind of go into topics, assuming that everybody, because you know we discuss the issues, we share the links and articles all week. You kind of just go into stuff without really introducing it to the listeners. Like you assume everybody is oriented and knows where we're going.
That's fair, but I wasn't really. Well, this wasn't even planned on a run sheet. I was just actually talking about this idea of sincerity and.
But even so, I think you should kind of like let people know what's there and why it's there. And then some people might just be listening and not even looking at the screen.
That's right. Right. So what I'm looking at, I'm pulling up a Instagram of 2024 top 10 fake gurus, and they're a list from the going 10 to 1, and the first person on the list was Donnie or Dave Shands, who have a podcast here, and podcast is pretty lucrative. And if you remember him last week when we was covering the Legacy Center, he was doing a calculation when the brother was saying how much money he was getting from subscribers every week. But then so anyway, what I was like, for instance, 19 keys,
19 kilos. I think he's on.
Yeah, I think he knows that he's in Marcus Barney, all of these cats. Like, I think after being checked, they still. I don't even know who this is. I've never heard of no Stormy.
I'm inclined to believe whatever she's. I'm inclined to accept whatever she's pushing.
But anyway,
I don't know why. It's just something in her eyes.
all I'm saying is, I feel like
Honest eyes.
the people who are new into some of these industries, they could probably mean well, and if given the right information, they'll adjust. But then there's certain people who, once they fall and go up, once their money get right, like there's no telling them nothing. So, but I don't know. But I
we did. You had suggested, and just personally, this was a kind of a wild week for me, but so I didn't have time. But I like the idea of us spending some time and researching each of these top whatever, and maybe each week having a little feature. And Diallo can start with, what's her name?
Stormy Daniels.
For some reason I missed it. Can you pull that
back? What was her name again? What's the link?
What color were her eyes?
I'm not about to get Diallo in trouble. We'll leave that alone. So no, but since we talk about the emails and the contacts, and so maybe share us a little bit about what's going on with Morgan. And you say you don't interact with those people, or they don't connect with you, or like what's do people not like know that you anti-crypto?
I don't know what people at Morgan
never
do.
Done it if they know.
So no. First of all, actually, where's the link to that? I didn't put that on the run sheet. My bad.
Oh, you did. It's on there.
It's on the run sheet. I don't see it on the run sheet. Where is it?
It's under Morgan Crypto announcement.
Oh, there. I didn't scroll down. Okay, there it is. Okay, yeah. If you want, yeah. Well, I'll get it. But yeah, so first of all, we just gotta be real. I don't have much cachet around Morgan State. So even if they did know what my stance was on this is what will override any stance I would have. Morgan State University FinTech Center receives 1.5 million or 1 million. That's not 1.5. 1,000,005. What is that? 1 million. What is that? 5,000. 5.
Yeah, like
1.5 would be different, right? It would be 1.5. This is whatever. $1 million in continued support from blockchain and crypto solutions leader Ripple. The National FinTech Center at Morgan State University announces the receipt of a 3-year, $1,050,000 grant from Ripple, a leader in enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions, for the continued support for the center and its advancement of blockchain and financial technology, fintech, research, education, and programming. The latest round of funding builds upon Ripple's initial investment in Morgan's FinTech Center, announced in 2019. The partnership between Morgan and Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative has played a pivotal role in furthering the application and understanding of blockchain, cryptocurrency, cybersecurity, and other fintech areas within the university, and extended the network of historically Black colleges and/or universities collaborating with the center. So I am going to follow up on this. I admit I had intended to be more prepared with this week. I'm just not. But this is something that, I mean, it fits well with the increasing mission of the university to try to get Research One status, largely through the production of STEM-related degrees and programming. While I'm not familiar with this arrangement from 2019, I did look into Ripple. It's more or less another white-owned corporation that plays this intermediary game. I don't know if you had a chance to look into it.
That's what Fred Sanford used to drink.
That was the first thing I thought of too.
Yeah, that's the only Ripple I acknowledge.
And then when he was feeling fancy and mixed it with champagne and created Champipple drink, yeah. So I thought it was like, at first, actually that does remind. When my first thought was that, and I was like, are they trolling an HBCU with an investment firm named Ripple? I was like, this feels racist. But
But it's all the same characters. If you look, it's J.P. Morgan and all the same.
right, right,
Bank of Atlanta, Coinbase, Aon. It's all the same list of characters.
right.
You know,
Well, so
modification of education. What do you want?
so one,
You
one of the things that I saw that Morgan is the only HBCU that was able to get this deal. So they're the only one that's only HBCU keeping pace with the other universities in this industry. So I don't know if they're the first to get something like that. But when they say putting HBCUs at the forefront of the cutting edge development, like how would you say that is, or what does that mean?
Well, I mean, the other thing is, you know, it's like what was formerly told to me. We don't create new knowledge. Your problem, Dr. Ball, is you want to create new knowledge. We don't do that here. Your job is to create menial labors for the communications industry. This person also said that in their field of physics, they said, we don't teach theoretical physics. We teach students here what they need to know to run the machines for the theoretical physicists. So I tend to think if that standard approach has not changed, and it may have, what is being trained here are low level. So it's like that, and I have to follow up on this because I'm doing work this summer. In fact, what I'm working on now is a project that will involve some of this woman's research. First of all, just real quick. First of all, quickly, shout out to Erica. You mentioned her again. Erica Brown is doing part of the team with Brokish, is doing some remarkable work. I just read some of her latest work. I'll be referencing it in my own work. She's already surpassed me as a scholar. I hadn't even finished her PhD. She's already adding so much to how we can analyze these spaces to do the work we're doing here. She's giving us she's developing a whole new rubric, I think, that we can use to build our own offshoot analyses of this. So and others. I mean, she's killing the game and hadn't even really fully entered the game yet. That's how dope she is. But so that's one thing. So the oh my God, now I just lost where I was going with that. Where was I going with that? With Morgan and the damn, my bad. It'll come back.
Cutting edge of technology or developments.
Right. So right. So I'm going to be using Erica's work in some work I'm doing this summer, in addition to this other woman's work who I met earlier this year at that Derek Hamilton led economic conference, where her point was what she does in anthropology of Wall Street. She said that, and she's the one I'm getting this line from, where there's no such thing as we devalue labor, the laborer, not the labor. So it's something like that. But the point that she's getting at, that I'm trying to get at and struggling with, is that she says underneath that top layer of white men that run and manage Wall Street and the corporations there is this world, this global community of largely so-called third world workers who do all of the actual work of, whether it's coding, data entry, surveillance, whatever. They're doing all the work. So what I tend to think of when I see this stuff happening at Morgan is that they're training the very small amount of Black low-level workers who will play that role underneath this, whatever will be evolving on this blockchain technology, which none of which is going to benefit those people. There it is. There you go. Perfect. That's it.
Yep. And then we'll get proud. Don't worry. In a half a century, they'll get their flowers. There'll be some Hollywood movie about them. So, give it 50 years.
So you're trying to tell me this kind white man is not doing much for Morgan, one of the co-founders behind Ripple, who's also interested in the criminal justice reform?
Oh, and wow.
By him saying that, people are not going to the banks anymore. You don't have to go to the bank to deposit your check. You can use this blockchain, all these technology. So they're fading away, and they're putting Morgan students and staff at the head of technology, and you're not impressed?
But you kind of skated by something that I'd like to touch on.
What's that?
But later we can go ahead.
Well, I would just quickly answer the question then by saying that he is doing something for Morgan. He is providing money. He's providing research opportunities for students and faculty. He's providing the steps upon which Morgan can climb to get to that research one status that the president is so desirous of. So, I mean, on that level, he is doing something. Again, will it benefit whoever? No, but and it will, and I do think that the confusion that still exists around blockchain versus crypto, it will continue to further the mythology around cryptoganda, that this is a pathway for Black people to make, gain equality and whatnot. But yeah, but I'm going to keep looking into this. So I'm acknowledging I'm underprepared for it today, but I will be following this and other related stories. Because Morgan, if you go to their homepage pretty much any day of the week, you see there's a lot of activity being announced around this kind of STEM related, technology related, security related investment opportunities. And then I go to my liberal arts meetings and the faculty are all reporting how we're being dwindled and under-resourced, and
that's why your homegirl's so hype about STEM. Then it's probably about to be popping over there.
It is.
I mean, I guess
I can't fix
STEM, what we miss, Diallo? What we miss?
First of all, you have to be aware. Corporate partnerships in higher ed are actually corporate dictatorships. Universities, resource-starved institutions don't go into partnerships with resource-saturated, powerful institutions or individuals. So it's a corporate dictatorship. And the corporations are going to prioritize those, because when I was in college, way back when, horse and buggy days, there was an understanding that you had government, you had higher ed, you had business, and these were separate pillars of society, and they would feed into, but often it was inherently antagonistic, from the regulators to the business and the innovators to the educators, and to the point where Brooklyn College used to be called a little red schoolhouse because it was socialist, left-leaning, anti-business. But now this is pretty much across the board. Even the once thought untouchable institutions of higher learning, MIT, the corporations are not there to fund. They're not benevolent. And that's why I talk about people going into this shit about investing in our communities and going to Walmart and these mega corporations to invest in our community, when investment in the capitalist context means putting as little in as possible and taking out as much as possible. If you invest and you break even, you're considered a failure. If you invest and you take out less than what you put in, you're considered a failure. As investment is only successful if you take out. So anytime you're looking at corporate partnerships, you're looking at a corporate dictatorship, because they're going to take out more than they put in. But that wasn't my point. When you just glazed over the fact that these billionaires are into criminal justice reform, and they have people like Jay-Z and Van Jones
and the Koch brothers.
The Koch brothers, and sitting on stage with billionaires. These motherfuckers are libertarians, meaning that criminal justice to them means dismantling regulations, government imposed regulations on monopolies, price fixing, emissions of carbon and other toxic pollutants, regulator oversight over products, safety inspections, and things of that nature. So while we think they're trying to get our little cousins out of jail, when we think they want our little cousins to not get locked up and not to be harassed by police, they're really talking about they don't want government oversight over multinational corporations investment. They're talking about sovereign wealth funds. They want to be able to move money across borders without oversight and regulations, which will literally give investors the capacity to topple governments through economic warfare without any type of recourse for the citizens. So it's just funny to me that this comes up, that we have these, Meek Mill is paraded around by these guys a lot, these anti-criminal justice, or these criminal justice reform multimillionaires, because they see what happened to Trump. They're trying to stop those type of prosecutions. They don't give a shit about mass incarceration, and they're using the legitimate fight that's been going on for decades for over policing of Black communities, police brutality, over and mass incarceration. They're literally wrapping themselves in the cloak of that to advance libertarianism, which is basically, I don't like using this word in the inappropriate context, but I think it works both ways. They want corporate anarchy. They want corporate anarchy. They want financial anarchy, while they, at the same time, through the back door, they're giving money to police unions and things, and for surveillance and technology. So every time I see a billionaire or an institutional investor talking about criminal justice reform and all these Black con men who know that what they're doing, Van Jones, Rock Nation and rock activists, they know what they're doing, and they know it's a con.
So you talk about what they do want. I know what they don't want. I don't think they want Jared. Jared's been catching it all type of ways this week. And my computer glitching. I can't pull it up now.
So if
Going too deep.
Jared just blanked. I can't see nothing now. My computer blanked out. Damn it.
So you talking about the Umar, the FD Umar,
and you don't try to leave yourself there.
Jared, well, I caught a stray.
Umar, no, he gave, he was working with you.
Oh, that's weird. Where do y'all be finding these weirdos?
I got this guy. No, I don't find them. They're sent to me. Man. This was sent to me. Creating assets to invest in.
There's no wealth building assets to buy in the.
So hold on. Where did you start? You started it right here.
Power has been used.
Okay.
Failures, our own inability to take advantage of the wonders that we have in terms of opportunity here in the United States. It's a narrative that's meant to blame poor people for being poor, and to say, Black people, you have all this buying power, and if you would just have financial literacy and stop buying rims and hair and weed, you would be rich and you could invest and buy
Stocks
land and buy stock. And this
did you see the stuff he's putting up
at
there?
The numbers, there's no land to buy. There's no stock opportunity here.
Because these are not FD's edits. These are this dude's edits.
That's the little nasal boy's edit.
Yeah, these are his edits. He's adding on here to contradict. But you put it here. How much did you want to play? I didn't.
Stock to buy. There's no wealth creating assets to invest in.
There's no wealth building assets to buy in the United States of America. What kind of loser ass mentality are you trying to instill in everybody's mind? You're actively telling people not to do things that will actually help them succeed in life. There is no world where if all Black people started learning about money and investing, where their lives would not dramatically improve. And if politics is your thing, that's beautiful, my friend. I just don't understand why you can't encourage people to do both. Why do you always have to prop one up by shutting down the other? I don't get that. Because let's be real. What do you think is more applicable to a random Black person's life? Hey, why don't you take these books and learn about financial literacy and saving? Or don't worry about making money and let's all galvanize and change the structure of the United States government. And that's the fundamental problem a lot of leftists have. We either fix the entire white supremacist patriarchal system or we do literally nothing. And look, if Dr. Ball here is talking about Black people as a group and not as individuals, I'm sure we would all agree that there's not some singular investment that can save an entire race. But to act as if there's no way for Black people to succeed under capitalism, I think is just disingenuous. It's become obvious to me that these are people who've become so zeroed into an ideology that they forgot the most important goal, to improve the lives of as many people as possible.
No, that's good.
I'm going to be a little bit of a Candace Owens here for a second. Yes, Black people do spend money on a lot of.
I can't do that.
Well, I wasn't sure how long you wanted it to
go. You brought this shit to us, Geechee.
No, Jared brought
that. I'm guilty of that.
I don't know this.
I won't name
Oh.
check who sent it to me, but it was sent to me.
Ugh.
And
This nigga in the forest talk about Jared Ball. Talk about all the money he got.
and you got to clip the little girl. I need to have the business mentality.
If he got it like that, is he rich?
That must be his
He in
1,000
the
acre
woods and in
estate.
his bedroom. I'm gonna go set up my bedroom. I don't know why.
But I think we got a problem here. I think we got a problem, and I need y'all to clear this up. So this race thing, everything about a race, and I'm curious how y'all conceptualize or deal with like Black consciousness, because this guy is ranging it from Umar to FD to Jarrett, and all of y'all wrong, and y'all kind of the same thing. But like today, would you say there's a utility for or necessity for Black consciousness, or is that
He already showed you what the problem was.
You just don't read, beloved.
What he was reading.
What you don't read the right books.
No world where
You read
Black people engaged in financial literacy. There's no world where things wouldn't be better for Black people. Where y'all?
That's the ad hominem stuff. But Diallo, that's the ad hominem stuff that gets us in trouble. Deal with his ideas, not his
blocks on them. The child block device.
You making fun of this man. Deal with his ideas, Diallo.
I'm pretty sure he was making that voice on purpose. That's not how he talks. I know that's not how he talks.
He's one of the Black dudes white folks like, right? I bet you got a large white following.
Oh, he actually talked about Black girlfriends and stuff. Cause that's when he went in on Umar. He said, you shouldn't be thinking like that anymore.
No, you got to fall in love.
The video was about race, right? It was talking about how everything's not about race.
That's what it was.
How did he get into investment?
Listen, man.
Because he's saying that if we don't make it about race and make it about the individual, there is no collective struggle. There is no collective oppression. It's the individual. So if you get away from that, you can. That's the whole point. Man. So that's why that's how he can. So when I'm saying he doesn't read, what I'm really using that to mean is that he has not developed an appropriate analysis or frame. So that's how he can confuse FD, Umar, Jared, and say that they're all a variation of the same thing, because all of them at the end of the day point to structures involving white supremacy, capitalism, and various forms of oppression, when all we really need to do is make our individual choices and adjustments, find the white girl that we want to be with, and invest in stock. That's
ain't that
and the problem, and then you end up in the woods.
Yeah.
But so this the whatever his name is, in the video he talks about how like he's trying to advocate for people who are succeeding under, and we'll get to John Hope Bryant, but people who can succeeding under capitalism. And he said that you and others have the wrong argument because y'all need to like slow down and go back to the goal that you all have, which is to improve as many people's life as possible. And I'm like, I don't remember how he can conclude that all of y'all have the same goal. And if you do want to improve as many people's life as possible, then you would literally have to not do capitalism anymore. So the guy, I mean, again, I saw his books about financial literacy and some other stuff. So I'm sure he has never opened a book. But the other part is like to conflate all three of y'all. I would have thought Diallo would have been the first person to get conflated with Umar online, but Jared, you won.
No, man, no. People know I'm the anti-Umar.
Not Jared.
Jared. I'm the guy they come to when Umar rejects your wife resume. I'm the second choice.
No, but again, he's not studying. He's not actually reading. So that's why he doesn't know the differences in our arguments, and he doesn't care. Because he's only trying, his whole thing is individual choice and behavior. And again, let me get my white girl and invest in my stocks. And what are you all complaining about? Everything you're doing is inhibiting, But again,
let me can I tell you this though.
But answer this, Diallo, before you do that though. Is there still utility or importance of having a Black consciousness, or what do you conclude as a Black consciousness? Honestly, like, because I feel like there's a lot of race first movement going on or whatever, but I'm just curious if you think that having a black consciousness is important.
What? That's an absurd question.
How's it absurd? I mean, this dude we make everything about race. So how's that absurd? We shouldn't be talking about race, or should be?
Short answer, yes. Everything is about race. I think we're still, after 100 years, still should have a race first mentality.
After 100
race
years?
first.
No.
I told Malifi, me and Clarence Thomas are the only two brothers left that understand this. You know, I'm trying to get the rest of y'all on board. In terms of hierarchies, social relations, conflicts, race come first. It's always time for racism. When Ukrainians were running away from Russian bombs and Russian tanks, they still made time for racism. White folks got opioid crisis and all kind of other existential crisis, but they still make time for racism. The Arab world is under attack. You know, class of civilizations, what they call brand new high-tech crusades against the Islamic world, but they still make time for racism. So race first. If you black and you don't make race the core, and everybody else, no matter what else they go through, every other race on the planet, no matter what else they go through, they always make time for racism. So if you can't, or if you're not comfortable with the race first analysis and orientation to your struggle, or whatever organizing or whatever solidarity or partnerships you're formulating, if you don't have a race conscious, race first mentality, you're looking to get played.
So, Jay, would you agree? I write what I like, I mix what I like. The black consciousness, how important?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think, and even if I or anyone else would have a variation that slightly differs from what Diallo just said or not, I think at minimum, there needs to be an analysis of racism, white supremacy in the world. Even if one, and we see it happening among variations of the left, some better than others, but that even if you're not race first per se, to be absent at all an analysis of how race functions in the world is foolish. But yeah, I don't find much to disagree with, if anything, from what Diallo just said, and and which is why I get, sometimes chastised for my affinity for Frank Wilderson's work and some of the in that Afro pessimism, but again, I just think of it as a variation of a race first analysis, which I still think is appropriate, even if incomplete in terms of developing a total an analytical framework for the world. So,
right. I mean, if you on the boat in the middle of the ocean, surrounded by waves and waves that are crashing your boat, you're going to develop a water first mentality. There might be other shit going on, but it's going to be a water first mentality.
I know some people who would disagree with this, but I know people who would disagree with this, but would y'all say that's accurate?
Race first is class consciousness.
I've seen some people who will at least claim to be race first and that aren't necessarily class consciousness, because I think that they're not synonymous. They don't naturally feed into each other. And the reason I like race first, because when you say first, that denotes a list. There must be a second.
Yeah.
If I get up here and say, I am Diallo Kenyatta the first, you're going to assume it's somebody coming after me, or because that denotes a sequence. Garvey didn't say race only. He didn't say race only. He said race first, which would suggest to a logical mind that there is a second, third, and so on. So yes, I think it's race first, ideology second, class third.
Oh, but Luke not right.
Right. Well, I think ideology is more important than class, to be honest with you. I think you can better reason with a ideologically grounded wealthy person than you can with a lumpen or a proletariat who is poor like you but don't have the same ideological framework or outlook. But that's me.
I think it's necessary to go to the great white hope, John Hope Bryant, next. Because again, I think this concept of succeeding under capitalism or having
why don't any of these people ever honestly talk about how white folks got money, how they sustain money, how they expand money? They never talk about
that's
it.
The
they
problem.
Always,
that's
we
right.
Gonna do something, because if black people as individual investors or collective spenders, if we're going to raise ourselves collectively out of poverty, then we will be the first to have done it, and the only people on the planet who have done that. Why don't they ever talk about what the wealthy races or groups or communities or population actually did?
Well, apparently,
I mean, that's ultimately what I mean by they don't read. They're not reading because they're not determining how wealth was created. Yeah, here we go. Here's a perfect example right here.
And one of my companies just I was tempted. One of my favorite companies, Oatly, which I use their oat milk for my oat milk lattes. They were valuated at like what, $10 billion, and now they're considered penny stocks today. Just completely blew up. And I'm afraid that they might not be on the shelves for much longer. So I'm going to be hoarding Oatly cartons of Oatly milk, because that's what it's so fucking unstable. To speak to the instability of the market and to say, hey, this market is our plan for collective advancement, is the stock market, is literally to say we're going to just have perpetual instability.
So let me say this before we even click. So just so the chat remember, the content and the topics that we are dealing with doesn't mean that we're going to be telling something new or saying something new. And there's more people that watch and continue to watch, and people grow. So sometimes we're going to be covering shit that just obvious. So you should already know in the chat. But apart from that, Diallo, this person, John Hope Bryant, actually did talk about the other races, and he was in his mind.
Did he talk about how they specifically got rich?
Listen.
Or did he just talk about how they
let this man cook?
Used to be enough. It's not enough. It's not enough to guarantee your success.
White ain't enough.
And it doesn't mean that if you're not white, that you're going to be repressed. Math doesn't have an opinion. Folks saying, oh, you're going to be discriminated against. Why try get a mortgage? You're going to be discriminated. Banks are racist. Banks aren't racist. Banks are capitalists. Now, sometimes they do racist stuff because they just bless you, because it's lazy capitalism, and they just want to succeed. So good capitalism is where I succeed, and I do well and you do better. And bad capitalism is where I do well and you pay a price for it. So sometimes bad capitalism is, yes, racist, but you can't succeed long term and at scale unless you want everybody to be your customer. You just want customers who pay you back if you're a lender. But more importantly, this piece here shows you that the game has changed, right? Does that mean that racism is not real? Of course racism is real. Racism is like rain. It's either falling someplace or it's gathering. So you might as well get out an umbrella to color you like and start strolling through it, because it's not going to change. So you must. I'm trying to get you to change. And I go through this for 45 minutes in great detail. So download Money and Wealth, my podcast on Black Effect Network. Watch it and listen to it. Tell your friends. Start a conversation.
I thought you said he was going to tell the truth.
A robust conversation in our community. And I keep saying the new color is green. We cover every race.
Absurd.
Who's doing well, who's not.
So JP Morgan
said the only color that matters is green is 30 years ago. He's a sucker.
Everybody been saying that. Yeah. JP Morgan. So JP Morgan and Bank of America and Google and all of these. So they've been held back, or they're only where they are because they tapped into the black consumer base. Is that what he's suggesting? That they somehow were able to amass those fortunes by including black people in the process? They seem to have kept black people out quite well and done perfectly fine. That's the whole point. They kept most white people out for that matter. But so what is this is ridiculous.
Not only that, the United States immigration policy literally favors affluent, wealthy, and highly educated people. So you can't, I mean, I know he didn't fell out of favor with y'all, but Claude Anderson was writing about this decades ago, how it is inappropriate, inaccurate, and it doesn't truly inform you of anything comparing black citizens to immigrant populations. It is warped. If you go to India right now, and you correlated and you gathered up all the Black American migrants in India, they tend to be higher educated, upwardly mobile. When you go around the world, if you go to France and you look at Black American expats in France, they outproduce the average French citizen. Because people who travel and migrate to other countries who aren't refugees, who aren't in desperate straits, tend to be representatives of the affluent of their class. Now, if you take the average affluent, upwardly mobile India and then re-submerge them into their larger nationalities, you'll see how that curve levels off and looks more realistic. But if you go and get, let's say I set up a nation and I say, hey, NBA players, I'm going to create a haven in my country for NBA players and special taxations, considerations, and all the snow bunnies you could want for NBA players. And thousands of NBA ex and current NBA players migrate to my country. And then that would skew the statistics. The average Black American in Diallo land is 6'9", a multimillionaire. And then I start telling my citizens who's been living here from the get-go, when I have a select handpicked population, and say, look how you compare to this select handpicked elite population versus everybody else. This is a goddamn another scam and a hustle, especially when we see that the U.S. immigration system is literally a pay-to-play system, where the elites who are robbing India, the upper caste, because they come over here with their own racist baggage, these upper caste Indians come here after robbing and selling out their own people, and they migrate here to live off the fat of their own exploitation of their own people from their own home countries.
So I'm gonna do a Regian drop the mic question. Diallo, are you wealthy?
Depends on how you define wealth.
If you're not wealthy,
everybody that I know is wealthy only becomes wealthy after they define wealth.
Jared, did he not drop the ball on you? He thought he had you. He said, "Are you wealthy?"
He said, "You ain't got no money. You're not rich. So
Yeah,
how you want to talk about money?"
But listen, John,
because poor people don't understand the economy.
John has so much authority in his voice. He's bigged up by Bill Clinton. He wrote a book, How the Poor Can Save Capitalism. He got a foreword by your boy Andrew Young. And in it, he says what he says.
You supposed to have sent me this beforehand. That's messed up. You coming in here with the highlights and everything. I ain't even read the thing at all. Go ahead, man.
My bad. He said this is Andrew Young, your best friend, is talking about John's book, and what he said is not new, but it's presented in this different fashion. It's not new, but it's prophetic. So if it's not
wait a minute, Keynes.
Where you seen Keynes at?
The name right there, John Maynard Keynes. Keynesianism is based on government intervention in the economy. This dude is full of shit.
I was gonna get to that, but they pretty much say he's in that tradition. And well, since you already saw it, so I would love for y'all to. So Keynes also said practical men who believe themselves to be quite exempt from any intellectual influence are usually the slaves of some defunct economist, his ass, man-made in authority, who hear voices in the air, are distilling their frenzies from some academic scribbler from years back. So he actually prophesied about himself. But in terms of like Keynesian economics, like what is it and how is it not helpful? Is it like a
look, it's been a while, and this is not my expertise by any means, but from what I remember from reading years ago was that his argument was basically to save capitalism, we need some measure of government intervention. You got to have some policy that protects, because the true unfettered capitalism is destructive and can't function at all. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. I haven't read that. I haven't read Keynes in years, so I haven't read Bryant's book, so I don't know exactly what he's saying. But his general approach is just like the brother that was critiquing me and others at the beginning. Is that there? Even in his video, he had to acknowledge there's a little bit of policy involvement, but but the argument from Brian is usually we have to be smarter. We have to be that whole mindset type of thing. And when the reality is, Keynes and others have argued that if you don't have policy that protects with some sort of safety net, put some sort of guardrails on this thing, is going to completely collapse. So that's wild to me.
So John Hope has this.
Y'all don't remember Hillary Clinton when she was running for president acknowledged this.
I don't remember, but yeah.
Right. When she was pushing her economic platform, she was like, unregulated capitalism is a catastrophe. The policies of my husband were a catastrophe. So literally dissed her own husband and his economic platform. So yeah.
But so he has a new book come out, Financial Literacy for All. But this is one of his earlier books that pretty much tell you who he is.
I gotta get on top of my cookbook for starving people.
Yes.
I just got to get everybody's out ahead of me before I got to be the first to start to
listen.
Black people are hungry because we can't cook.
No, see, that's the problem. That's the problem. Stop focusing on race. Stop focusing on race.
We need to understand how ingredients go together. That's why you're hungry.
No, bro.
And I'm gonna ship that book to where there are famine and food insecurity. Everywhere there's famine and food insecurity, I'm going to ship my recipe book for starving masses.
So let me get to a couple passages. This book is about saving America, all of America, not black folks or Asians, Latino or Native American folks. It's about white. It's not about white folks. It's about all of us, right? Everyone just wants to see more green. And
Did he define what the threat to America was?
The threat was, well, actually, he will get into it. Like he does believe, like Keynesian, he do believe in intervention, but the way in which he talked about stimulating the economy.
What did he say? If you're saving America, what is the threat to America?
The lack of flowing of capital. That's why he brought all those white people.
Capital is flowing greater than it ever has in any.
It's not flowing the way he thinks it should be flowing. He thinks so. You remember when Rodney King happened? And the riots was happening, he was gathering up white bankers and he was taking them around LA showing them where they should invest.
Covered all that bullshit. But
but here's this: Dr. King and my mentor, he's talking about Andrew Young, former UN ambassador, genuinely thought that we made America better, stronger, more resilient, more valuable, and more value when the nation has the benefit of everyone rowing in the water of prosperity. So obviously, he don't show you and talk about the split in King and Andy Young, because again, that's his mentor. Even when you see him in Atlanta and Andy Young is back out there, is normally John Hope Bryant behind him.
That's really abuse of Dr. King, by the way. We should that has to be acknowledged. That what they're doing here, what Bryant is doing here, is just abusive.
Resting peacefully.
Shameful.
Then he says,
and can I say this? I think this needs to be said for black people who want to get rich. Because some of them gonna do it. Some of y'all gonna pull this shit off. 1% of y'all at least. Black wealth coexisted with slavery, colonialism, Jim Crow. Black wealth is not a threat to white hegemony or any of the other afflictions that plague us as a people or as a planet. And more often than not, black wealth has been an asset and an ally of slavery, colonialism, and Jim Crow status quo conditions. So black wealth, number one, not only is it something that is something nutty, you can't win. I want to start a petition to change "You Can't Win" to the Black National Anthem. You can't win, you can't make it, and you can't get out of the game. And so, number one, black wealth is something you're more likely than not. Most people, even white people, die in the class that they were born into. Number one. Number two, even if you beat the odds, and you do get wealthy, that's not going to change the fundamental power relationship. So you're fighting something that you're more likely to lose than win, and then even when you win, you still lost. That's all I want to say.
Geechee, can I get you to can I interrupt you to just to show you all one thing that I found recently? So one again, I'm not going to show hers yet because it's not published and I don't think that would be appropriate. But Erica is really going to mess this stuff up when her work comes out, and her work is going to help us. But one of the things that I did find was this in doing parallel and inferior work to Erica's. I want to continue to stress that my work is inferior to hers, but nonetheless, what I am working on, I did find this short piece from Manning Marable, History of Black Capitalism. And the reason I'm bringing it up here is to make the point that is running again parallel to what we're saying here, that he points out right there, the first sentence, that this mythology around Black capitalism began well before even the Civil War broke out. So to Diallo's point, there has always been this mythology around a handful of Black people being able to do well materially in any condition, even under the worst forms of the human condition and enslavement. So this idea that when folks like us come around talking about we need to do this, that, or the third, and the Black capitalist crew, the other thing, by the way, that Marable points out is that again, running parallel to that was the Black press always pushing this mythology to its audiences in one form or another. So he shows this history of how we end up where we are now, where you have an enhanced ability of the press and Black targeting media to promote the mythology. And then we come around and then they tell us that we're advocating something that's old. Oh, that's socialism, that revolution, that redistribution, that's old. We already tried that. We need to try something new. And they don't even know the history of their own mythology, which predates the struggles we're arguing. That's so right. It's just wild. So I'm sorry for that I just wanted to.
No, it's so true. I mean, look, Dr. Dre, I always refer people when the Dr. Dre at the height of his popularity and self-made billionaire status, one of his neighbors called the police on him and the cops rode up and the LAPD splayed him across his hood, just like the rest of us. You know, I always say
Louis Gates got it.
At best is a ransom that you can pay to protect yourself from the worst ravages of racism, but not fully, because so I'm not trying to discourage, as we always have to say our disclaimer, we're not discouraging you from pursuing your dreams or entrepreneurialism. We just discouraging you from misrepresenting what it means to you as an individual and to us as a collective.
I would also add, I would like to add to that, who has incepted or developed for you what you consider to be your dream in the first place? Like
now you're going too far. Now you're going existential. Now you're doing deconstruct. Stop it. Too deep. They need to buy our EYL seminar to get that.
The game is to be sold, not told. Thank you for the reminder.
Our
Stay
12-week
tuned.
seminar.
Yes.
To talk about the fundamental motivations.
For just $19.99.
Oh, you're going too deep. Got to commodify this.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Let me I'm gonna share a little bit more of this because this was comical. So as he says, the book focuses on challenges and, more important, the economic opportunity for America, not opportunity for the 99% or the 1%, but opportunity for the 100%. So he making sure the 1% get this shit together.
Does he pay all of his subordinates and employees equal amount? Does he compensate them
clearly
according to what they bring in?
He's the democratically elected spokesperson of the workers at his company.
Listen, man.
He was
this man is radically reimagining
the values he's espousing here. He wouldn't be rich personally. He wouldn't have any personal wealth.
But to Kwame Ture, remember when Kwame Ture years ago said that Pan-Africanism, much like Malcolm X, symbolically had reached a point where no African in the world could disparage either concept without losing face. I know there's been some change in that. But this is similar. He has to co-opt the language of the collective to promote the most individual nonsense, because he knows people need to hear that. That's why all of these folks have a version of this is for the people, for the culture, for the, it's for us.
But he's stiff on both of y'all with this right here. He said, I don't intend to argue about absolutes. I'm not an economist.
I'm not an economist.
Opine on academic theory. This is not economic textbook.
It sounded like I'm built on faith. I walk on faith.
Right.
What is he? He's like, fuck them books. Fuck the
what is
research,
this? The list of non-accolades? Don't
fuck the philosophy. He's walking.
Let my man cook, man. He reinvigorating Keynesian economics.
Yeah, I don't, man. Anybody that walk on faith need to walk away from me.
He's just going to intuit his way to collective wealth.
Hey, that man is a special man. Like he said, don't worry about how he get his money. He trying to help y'all out.
Yeah, well, that's how he gets his money, by bringing white investment, taking white investment to promote mythologies to black audiences. And that's what he said probably back in 1992. Boss, I will get these Negroes off the street if we just promise them some banking solutions. And you make me rich in the process.
You laughing at him, but it worked.
I did.
Y'all,
yeah.
Listen, y'all over here talking that wild shit, and he's over there doing financial literacy for all. So his book, Financial Literacy for All, he got the founding leaders.
That sounds like flaw.
Wow. Oh wow, flaw.
Flaw.
Or fall off.
I agree.
Fall and flaw.
look at his Bucker lineup though. He got your boy. He got the Walmart
deep numerology, deep hidden messages and meaning.
No, not Roger Goodell.
He got Goodell up in there. He got Khan Academy.
Khan Academy.
He got Bank of America.
Adam Silver too.
PayPal. Listen, that man is cooking right now.
Ain't shit fun. It's always
and then he got the big old chief himself and the damn young.
And Reggie Jackson, Mr. October. Look at that grin. Oh man, please. If you ever see me grinning like that in a picture, please, somebody.
I wouldn't have recognized that as Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, I couldn't see that. I thought that was a white man.
Nah, he smiled away his melanin. That's how I did mine.
Regrow that mustache. That's his signature. I didn't like who that is.
Smiling away.
Wait. When did who part owner?
Part owner and vice president of the Atlanta Dream. Let's look that up. Hold on a second. Atlanta Dream ownership
for y'all.
What is?
I remember that shit.
Who owns? All right, so as of February 2021, the Atlanta Dream is owned by a 3-person group. I'll have to find the percentages. So this is the 3-person group. Larry Gottsteiner, Suzanne Hebert. But what is the actual breakdown?
Oh, I know what that. You know that is.
Why?
You know what that is.
What you worry about it for? What you ask for? No, relax. Her picture is there. It's got a black woman.
She got game. I ain't even gonna lie about that.
Listen,
but
it's not about. I'm not doubting her game.
But
then leave it be. She there.
I'm gonna find. I gotta look into that.
But you know how them ownership, like for instance, the Milwaukee Bucks.
We got a seat at the table.
Well, Amos talk about the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. She's in his book, but she was owner because she owns all of the franchise Burger Kings. And it's like a cross promotion type thing. So you get NBA advertisement and Burger King, and you get Burger King advertisement at the Garden.
Seat at the table.
Sure, but don't put the ownership up there. That's like owning an imprint deal.
It is diversity, equity, inclusion.
Listen, man. She trying to make her bread. Let her make her bread. But Jerry, you know what? Now that I remember, I did put the link in the chat. So don't say I ain't put. The book was there for both of y'all.
It was there.
My bad. You Diallo in right now. Diallo,
Yikes.
What? Huh?
That sounds terrible.
Diallo don't read run sheets. He don't check emails. He just show up.
He sure don't. He sure
late.
don't.
He show up late, causing all the damn trouble.
I was
He
on
sure
time
don't.
today. Don't acknowledge. Y'all love to talk about when I'm late, but I show up on time. I don't hear no words.
Congratulations, Diallo. We're proud of you for showing
too
up
late.
on time.
Rejected. Accolades rejected.
Oh man,
this is why we can't get ahead as a people.
God damn, my bad.
Wow,
listen,
they're really making this. This is really.
We got some special guests coming up soon, but before the special,
I do think because I am black.
Oh, that's right.
That I should be complimented and praised for doing, showing up on time.
Diallo, look at me. I'm proud of you. Diallo, look at me. Look at me.
My community.
Diallo, I'm proud of you for showing up.
And I reject it. I reject your compliment. I reject accolades.
I like your glasses, your nice white glasses.
It out.
Yeah, shout out to Diallo. Everybody tip their glass to Diallo for showing up on time.
Wow.
Thank you, Diallo.
Nope. Yeah, I'm just saying how you highlight it when I ain't here.
My bad, though. I'm sorry.
And don't say nothing when I am, but that's all good.
We're proud of you, Diallo. We're proud of you for showing up and being here on time.
Which is an accomplishment in my community.
Really?
In my culture. Showing up on time.
Well, Diallo will be happy to report that there's a ball chaser that he don't like, that he was talking shit about his daddy last week, filed for bankrupts. He assaulted staff worker at the school. I think he was a teacher. The teacher tried to confiscate his phone, and he ended up.
But I think it was a default judgment, so it wasn't. I don't think it would have went this way. But they didn't he get a default judgment?
Yeah, he didn't show up to court, and
right. So they were just showing because that seems like an absorbent for a juvenile offender. You know. But anyway, I mean, I think he's off now. I think he even got kicked off the pedestal because black dudes was worshiping this dude. That shit was crazy.
You also know, I feel like they didn't. His dad, I don't want to say, but it seemed like his dad just kind of like, that's on your shit. It's coming out your pocket.
Really though?
I mean, that's what it seemed like. I mean, well, that's what the note said. I mean, I guess I'm pretty sure Dion was helping him out.
Oh, you don't have any children. It ain't no such things as your pockets when you have kids. I mean,
but the reason why I'm saying that, no, but listen,
what? You can do that.
NIL, that deal. The reason why I'm saying that because Sanders, he grossed $193,000 in 2023.
The junior,
the son, Shiloh, and then that number in 2023 actually went down from what he got paid at Jackson State, which he was getting paid $216,000.
As what?
The NIL deals, college players get paid now for their likeness and advertising.
Is this true?
What is it? What is it? National
NIL.
Imaging Likeness, Image and Likeness, something like that.
Yeah.
They get money from that. Depending, not everybody gets the same, but they get.
But that's only a small percentage.
Honestly, I don't know what the details are.
How many? How many of the players are prominent enough for anybody to even want their jersey?
So
y'all got played.
No, but slow down, because there is quite a few. Even so, for instance, my cousin, he plays for South Carolina State, and he got a deal. It's not a big deal, so I think just being on a team, you're gonna get some type of. It might not be the hundred thousands and stuff, but you're gonna. It's going to vary.
So every college player in the country for every sport have people who want to go out there and buy their jersey.
Well, I don't know, but it's not. I think it's more than just buying jersey. So, for instance, every college player had, like when I was in college, again, there were boosters that will take care of us, and including people who wasn't playing. There were people who wasn't playing that was getting stuff.
What that got to do with this deal?
That's the same thing.
You're getting the crimes on the internet, man. Come on, man.
I'm saying you getting the resources and money to cross promote, show up, or
it's name, image, and likeness, and refers to the ability for college athletes to make money through their personal brand. So
That's a
it
sucker
is going to
deal.
be specific to the player. So people are not, it's not some blanket. So I'm sure being Dion's son boosts his value. But I'm also
Not
sure
even all professional players have that deal. Not even all NBA and NFL players got shoe deals and shit and jersey deals.
I mean, their deals
The
are
Chiefs won
different.
the Super Bowl, and only like 3 or 4 of them really get them super merch deals. Like, what?
Listen, but
That's a sucker's deal.
I mean, it is. I mean, I'm not saying that he's
It ain't like
he's
the
banking,
your
but what I'm saying is, I think
concussion
his
is
dad
raised by the
said he
amount of
made money.
you do or don't get. You all take the same damage.
Well,
Y'all got played. I really thought they was gonna get wages and incomes and insurance for the players. They were like, for the half dozen of y'all that anybody around the nation knows.
well, they already had insurance now. All of the college athletes
Throughout
are
life?
insured. Well, no,
Throughout life, do
no,
your concussions end after you graduate? Then them
Wow.
blown out knees,
What one of them players who's saying, I think who was
them warped knuckles. Do that
Tracy
shit
McGrady?
end after you graduate? How long does the insurance last? Y'all we get insurance, boss. They gives us insurance and meals. They gives us new pillows every semester. Y'all be going for it, man. Y'all you athletes, man. You ball chasers. That's why I can't get into ball chasing. You $40 million slaves, man.
Hey, so
can I just say real quick, man?
That
I've been
insurance should follow you throughout your life.
Go ahead, Jerry.
If someone in the chat, someone who hears this later, sees this later, can help out, I would appreciate it, because I've been trying to find information on Renee Montgomery's ownership of the team, and all I seem to have been able to find is discussion of how the team's ownership went from being owned by a white woman Republican to a black woman, and how this is improving the aesthetic or the view of the and that she's named as an activist who is now an owner after her retirement, fulfilling some sort of dream. But Larry, however you pronounce his name, who owns a big real estate company in Boston, he's the primary owner. All that I've seen in terms of detail is that he is the primary owner, or the what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? But he's the primary owner, and the other two are beneath him in the hierarchy. But I don't know to what extent. So I don't know if this is like the 1% Jay-Z had of the Brooklyn Nets at one point, when they were calling him an owner so that they could gentrify.
I'm pretty sure it's a minority situation.
Well, obviously it's a minority owner, but I wanted to see the number. And all they keep talking about is the symbolic value, the majority owner. Thank you for
but the number they never make public. You would have to I've seen the percentages. That's how I learned of the Jay-Z percentage back in the day, that he was 1%. He had like 1.1% of the nets. I did think I would see some sort of breakdown in terms of, because they were talking about the previous owner wanted to retain 49%, but apparently was forced to give that up in the sale. But they didn't say to what extent. But when you look at the listing, it lists Larry Goffsfein or whatever his name is as the owner. And then you see the stories about the other two being involved. And again, it just seems to be a lot about how the league went from getting rid of a conservative Republican white woman to this more progressive black queer woman. And sort of, getting patting themselves on the back for that, as opposed to, but nothing in terms of what, but definitely a minority owner, all puns intended, you know. So,
but yes,
so he couldn't no longer afford his lawyers. So one of his lawyers dropped them, and then Sanders didn't attend trial, and they didn't receive notice, and none of his lawyers was present either. And then as a result, the default judgment in March 22 was in favor of the person that he assaulted, and that's why he had to pay 11.89 million. And so when I'm saying that Dion is like, nah, hey, it's on you, or you can, I think it probably like you file for bankrupt. I think that's kind of what's happening, because Dion is not about to kick out all that money for that.
He can't just take a slice of that Colorado check and pay off his son's problems.
Dion is not, but I mean, yeah.
Like
Dion,
you said, if he had just showed up for the court dates and cooperated with the process,
yeah,
they love to slam you when you just disregard their processes, man. That's worse than the crime itself.
I agree.
And yeah, DC Joe Black. Yep, Maryland dad. You know what I'm saying? I've completely sold out for my daughter's acceptance.
So I mean, I think we have 10 minutes before our guests come in. Do you want to go to the article that
which one? And what did Diallo put in the chat here? What's this YouTube video?
Oh no, that's old. That was they had a
whole from the blockchain.
The
blockchain.
That's something we could review if we wanted to go deeper with that.
Oh, absolutely! I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah,
that's my president. My president is black.
My Lambo's too, and I'll be goddamn it in my rim. But so this joint. Did both of y'all
yeah, I did. Do I remember it? No, but I did. But shout out to Ngugi Wationgo. But did you want to get us started with that? Because he's called out his president.
The Kenya president, yeah. So yeah, I mean the Kenya president is.
I saw you seated on a chair grinning.
He a lapdog
stood behind you. Woo!
He becoming a lapdog for. So I guess this was an ether letter, wasn't it? He's a lapdog for NATO at this point. And,
NATO murdered Muammar Gaddafi. Like, what you doing? He called him out.
Yeah,
I love it.
But so in terms of,
wasn't Ngugi one of them? I know. What's my man? 4,000 seasons. 4,000.
Yeah. Because I know what you're talking about.
Because he supported Obama. Do you remember when he wrote? Not Ngugi, the one that wrote. What's my man's name?
Everybody
2,000 seasons.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Somebody in the chat gonna know. Oh my goodness! But he wrote. I remember.
What is it?
Armand. Armand. Thank you.
Yeah.
He wrote in 08 or around there that because of Obama's mixture, he was perfectly situated to lead the United States and the African world into a better day.
It was 2008. It was an innocent time.
It was wild.
Everybody got a little wrong. Yeah.
Dr. Leonard Jeffries endorsed Obama. I mean, it was,
and he still is, and his nephew. His nephew or his cousin or whoever.
It was an innocent time. It was like when we was listening to Ghetto Boys and NWA in the 80s. We didn't know it would come to this.
Woo! So it's good to see
we was listening to Luke.
Oh wow!
Luke and the Two Live Crew. We didn't know it. It was an innocent time. We didn't know no better.
This guy, man.
You're right. You're right. So it's good to see Ngugi calling him out.
Obama.
Amiri Baraka.
2009. If we can find anything you said positive about Obama from 2009 forward, then we can jump in your face. But anything 2008 or before, I mean, it was a powerful propaganda machine.
It was absolutely, and
yes, he did. Oh, yes, he did.
Who you saying? Ooh,
y'all trying to rewrite history. Not only did he, and then Obama had to formally reject the endorsement.
He sure
They made
did.
Obama get up on stage.
Hillary
They
did.
grabbed
I
Obama
remember.
by the back of the neck and dragged him in front of a microphone.
Hillary said, "Do you renounce the minister?" And Obama said, "Well, do you renounce the minister?" Well, yeah. Do you? Okay, I do, Hillary. Chill.
No, let's stop playing.
But brother, I'm not gonna argue with my brother on TV. But I don't know. He did. I remember feeling like when the minister came back and criticized Obama, I remember feeling like, but that's after you told us to vote for him, though.
Right.
Like that. But I might be wrong, brother Jamil. Don't you know? My proximity to this dude might be messing me up. Don't you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I'm just saying, 2008 and before, going backwards, y'all need to fall back on the Obama denunciations. Just if you can't find what anybody said to support Obama from 2009 forward, then I don't want to hear it.
Y'all was singing that Will I Am song, the Obama.
I remember that Boondock song.
What Boondock?
They dick riding.
He too young. You too young for Boondocks. Listen,
man. I know Boondocks. I used to watch that shit.
I've had to dumb down so many of my cultural references, Geechee, and you still not catching them.
Listen, in other words, you have agreed to
wait a
become
minute. Let's get Geechee caught up.
Geechee, man.
You gotta.
This morning things weren't working right. I said I wanna make a change. I said I wanna find.
Oh, that's real life.
Walked up and said yes, we can. I said I wanna ride your nuts, cause I think you're the man. Now I'm dick riding dick riding Obama. Now I'm dick riding
Pause.
Copyright strike.
Pause. Pause.
Man. Cut the shit off, man.
Just the great.
We got Afro Puffs.
As long as it's Barack's.
Geechee.
Just
They
had
ain't
to
got
bring
electricity
Geechee.
and media in Gullah Geechee land.
Man, listen, I don't watch that shit. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I ain't watch that shit. Boondocks.
I don't watch it either, but how you not know that?
I ain't never seen
Season
that,
3, episode 1 is truly great. I will give them that. Season 3, episode 1, where they break down the propaganda of Obama, I thought that one was great. I had to give
felt like
that.
Boondocks was kind of punching down. This is in the hot ghetto mess era where
definitely
class black people were mocked and so I
and Magruder went through some changes over the TV. He himself struggled with the TV version versus the original strip. Yeah.
And I was really surprised by the nature of the cartoon because I've always read the comic strip, but whatever.
And we even get the classic novel of the takeover of St. Louis. I got that back in the day for my daughters. It's like a black nationalist sort of. I mean, it's wild. It's very different from the TV thing, but yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do? So I think how many guests do we have coming?
I think we got.
Are they all here?
Let me see. Oh yeah.
We need to do an EYL after hours where Geechee ain't here because I'm sick of corrupting this man's innocence.
I hear you.
He's
so, but wait. Are we ready?
Yeah, we come to.
Are we ready to move?
After hours. We're grown.
Are we ready to move to the interview?
Say what you say, then I'm gonna play a clip to bring them in. But go ahead.
But hold on, wait. I gotta play. I got something before that though.
I hope it's appropriate, family friendly.
It is, of course.
Is it about the interview or something else?
It's in preparation for the interview.
You notice Geechee stopped wearing his hair up. I was watching some old shows. Y'all really bringing Geechee down.
Go ahead, man. Take the white glasses off. Play your little video, Jared.
It's time for our next segment right here on Earn Your Liberation.
So, Jared, that's AI stealing again. But yeah,
so well, I wanted to say something about that real quick.
I love boosters.
I'm holding off. I held off for a while, but we got zero entrants or zero artists reached out.
Do it. I love boosters.
So I want the artists to reach out, but if you're not going to reach out, we gotta have a little bit of fun, a little bit.
I like to bite.
All right.
All right. So 1 second. Let me play this real quick.
And I currently live in District 13, represented by Russell Bradford. So I'm here today to advocate for the Varsity spending plan. Before I transition working for Nashville Public Libraries, I was an educator for 5 years. I have personally seen the challenges and struggles that our young people face. I have seen schools across Nashville claim to work in a restorative and transformative manner, but only in name, but not in substance. This is hurting our young people who are promised accountability, restoration, and their needs fulfilled. Because there exists no accountability and no fulfillment, this has escalated outside of the schools to where we have a high gun violence amongst our youth today. The Varsity spending plan will help young people by finally fulfilling their needs. And the way to do that is through massive investment in community-centered resources that directly and materially impact young people. This includes more funds for community-centered programming and Office of Youth Safety and actual restorative justice. Let me be clear. These are some examples of non-solutions for our young people. More money for cops who are trained by genociders, prisons, red flag laws, or any mechanism that seeks to criminalize our young people more than restoring them. I am demanding that you all pass the Varsity spending plan so we can begin to heal our young people. I am also asking that you increase the cost of living to 5% for the people who want to assist our young people and who are there for our young people every single day. And lastly, I'm asking that y'all all pass a ceasefire resolution. Thank you for your time.
I'm muted. We have two special guests, Brother Jamal and Sister Erica. Y'all can introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and then we can get started.
Right on. Welcome.
For sure. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for having us. I'm Erica. I'm from Nashville. I work with the Southern Movement Committee and the Black National Assembly.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jamel Campbell-Gooch. I'm Nashville native, organized director at the Southern Movement Committee and community organizer with the Black National Assembly.
All right, so that video was of public comments on June 4th, I think. So what was the outcome and how did it go? How do you feel it went? And then what do you hope to happen after that?
Yeah, so we have been working with young people, their families, and community members since like January 2023. And so young people have been working on really redefining public safety for themselves. That's under our Youth Assembly, and then the Black National Assembly have been doing the same. And so really on June 4th, it was those two bodies coming together to really articulate a vision of public safety that's grounded in alternatives and grounded in an Office of Youth Safety, restorative justice that's really community driven and community accountable, but also that is funded and held down by the city.
And one thing we've also been working on since 2023 is an intervention with our local budget. So we're really hoping that this is included in something like an operating budget that would ensure that these type of demands outlive us all.
Yep.
I'm looking at this one joint and it talks about like the budget and the question was, where does the money go? And you have 546 per resident for the carceral, police, sheriff's, jails. You have 163 per resident in health, 42 housing. And so kind of speak to those contradictions in the spending and then the proposed solution.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying since we started working on the local budget that our city prioritizes incarceration, policing, and prosecution of Black people, particularly in Nashville. And so, as Jamel said, our work has been to interrupt that. And a part of that is now the Varsity spending plan was saying, actually, we would rather you spend our money on restorative justice in high schools, community centers, community center programming, and an Office of Youth Safety. And so, the other piece of it is we've been talking to community members about this contradiction. And when we have community safety workshops or people moving assemblies, people are really clear what safety is to them. They're clear about what they want to see in their community. And they never lift up police or incarceration or prosecution as a part of what they see as safety. They lift up education, community centers, transportation. The young people talk a lot about access to transportation. And so that is our work to be able to interrupt that. And so I appreciate you lifting that up. And then I think the other piece that we are clear about is that whether it's the local government or state government, the way we see our community govern is through incarceration, is through courts, is through cops, is through cages. And so our work has been to interrupt that for the last, at least the last 3 years.
Definitely. Jared, Diallo, y'all want to jump in at all?
Do you have any local elected officials who have committed or support?
Yeah. So we have been talking. So we released the Varsity spending plan in May. And after that, we immediately reached out to elected officials and were like, hey, can you put this in this year's, the 2025 budget? And so we've got some commitments from a few elected officials. And we hope that after June 4th, when folks showed up and were like, hey, especially young people were like, this is what we want to see in our communities. We hope that moved other elected officials to support the Varsity spending plan so that it can make it into this year's budget.
The interesting thing.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna add one piece. The interesting thing about our elected, our local government is we have 40 city council members. We have I think the third largest city council in the country for various reasons. So we're really hoping that we're able to navigate and move that humongous body to actually get this enough city council members to actually make sure that this makes it into the budget.
Is there a plan in place on incentivizing that these politicians not only commit to advancing this, but publicly support it? And do you guys have a plan for sanctioning and punishing those who don't?
So
in the political arena, of course.
Right.
For sure, in the political arena. So we, again, we started out in 2020 holding people moving assemblies. And then we created a political agenda and said, hey, this is the way that we will engage and pushing policies through the local government while also building power outside of that system. And so our work at the Southern Movement Committee, Black National Assembly, is to increase our people's capacity to lead and govern our communities while getting material wins. And so I say that to say that a part of our work has been to hold elected officials accountable. So we have town halls, but we also, another piece of it has been, we engaged in kind of like the electoral process last year where we're like, here's what our demands are. What do you say about these things? So that was one piece of it. And then I think the other piece of it is, we are running a campaign and there are many parts of a campaign. So yeah.
Jared, you got anything?
No, I'm admittedly just catching up. So I'm just wanted to sort of congratulate and encourage these efforts and increased leftward radicalism, I suppose. But because essentially what I'm seeing is that this is sort of an overt above board program or plan that would redistribute resources away from police and policing into other areas where the people have greater needs. So if I've got the basics of that right, I'm all on board for that general direction. So I guess one question would be, to what extent are you all connected to other existing movements, grassroots efforts, other political formations, maybe, and then in terms of the part of what you have as an educational program, what informs that? Maybe a little more about what informs that part. Yeah.
If I can go, because I know the OG Hiram just left a comment. He's one of, and if I can back into that, he's one of the ones who have, through his George Jackson School, he's one of the folks who has actually offered a lot of training and guidance when it comes to these sort of campaigns. And so,
yeah, but careful with public association with Hiram. You gotta be real careful with that. I know you out here trying to do good work. You gotta
you just don't read, beloved.
you just gotta be a little bit careful with it now. Just
so far, and I'll talk about our youth assembly piece, our educational platform. So for our youth assembly, what we do is every year we have a cohort of young people between the ages of 13 to 18. Erica, is that right?
So it's 14 to 26.
So we have under 26, 14 to 26. And those folks like are paid interns, but they have also expressed a curiosity and what's the basis of doing like community work, this type of campaign work. And so we train them and they come up with these sort of different projects. So this is a combination of that training. And we had a lot of them in public comment that day, which is the first time a lot of them have ever experienced that type of body and had the ability to go in front of that body and express like a real campaign front. Also, a part of the campaign has been the old school organizing of door-to-door, knocking, tabling at events, phone banking, calling folks. So they not only got the training in the community organizing, but they actually got an opportunity to participate in the mobilization of people towards a campaign that they created. And so that is the educational base that we use just to really kind of train up what it looks like to participate in these campaigns and get resources redirected to our community in the way that we want it to look like.
Yeah, and to add on that, it is a redistribution of resources. That's the intent. And that's what we've been talking about for the last 4 years in Nashville, in solidarity with the folks who've been doing the same across the country. I think the other piece of it though is grounded it. We're in Nashville, Tennessee. We know what's happening in Tennessee, which is similar to what's happening across the country with cop cities. We have Maletta, and they're building Maletta in Tennessee. And so at the same time, the state reps and state senators are, of course, passing legislation that would increase the incarceration and targeted policing of our people. And so a piece of this is also to be like, what is our local intervention while we also work across the state? And so I think to name the formations that we're a part of. So we have Black National Assembly, Youth Assembly in Nashville, and then we also are building relationships with folks across the state who are similarly situated, but some of them also just working or doing the culture work of trying to interrupt gun violence. And I think the other piece of it is like figuring out what orgs across the country we can move in solidarity with. And then also other orgs across the country who are a part of like our leadership development of the leaders in our organization. And so, yeah.
So if you can answer, what's the current stage of the fight that you're in right now? Like I know there was like a process, and then maybe speak to the petition and what is needed with that. What role does the petition play?
So one thing is the budget is released. So the mayor already released his budget. The varsity spending plan didn't make it into that budget. Now the budget chair gets to release a budget on, I think it'll come out soon, and then council will vote on it on the 18th. Mm-hmm. If council doesn't support the budget chair, city council's budget, then the mayor's budget automatically like passes, and that would be what is the budget for the rest of for the next year. And I think one part of it that we're in the middle of is kind of being able to ask council members to put the varsity spending plan on their budget wish list. The last date for that was yesterday. Mm-hmm. And so now the budget chair has to take that and then kind of say, hey, okay, this is what we want to see this is what I want in my budget. And so we're asking folks to sign the petition to be able to say, hey, this is how many people support the varsity spending plan. This is how many people want to see the varsity spending plan implemented in Nashville. And then I think the other piece of it, just to name, so the petition is both for that kind of council piece, but also for us to be able to say, okay, you're interested in the varsity spending plan, you support it. Now we want to invite you, to join the organization, to be a part of like the long-term work of the organization.
Okay. And is there the number? What's the target number that you're going for, or just more so trying to gauge the numbers?
2,000.
You know, and anyone can sign on the petition, no matter where you live. You know, we like to make sure that our local elected officials understand and know that this is not just a thing that's taking root in Nashville, but it's taking root everywhere across the country. So, if anyone wants to sign it, I welcome you to sign it, because it doesn't matter whether you live in Nashville, Tennessee. We know everyone's affected by gun violence and bloated police budgets and this over reliance on incarceration to actually take care of our community.
And I will say, if you sign it, we encourage you to sign it. You're going to get a call from us, from our organizer, who's going to be inviting you to do another thing. So just want to invite you to sign it. And then, of course, we'll engage you deeper into the organization.
Right. So anything else you guys want to share before we wrap up? And brothers, any other questions y'all have? Appreciate y'all coming through.
Definitely
Anything else y'all wanna
appreciate you
share?
coming through.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. Please keep us informed and let us know how we can support your ongoing efforts.
Absolutely. We appreciate y'all so much.
And the petition's in the chat. Please sign.
Thank you. We appreciate you, our members.
And I'll add it to the show description.
So, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying I'll add the link to the show description. Sorry to interrupt.
No. Thank you. Just saying thank you again, and that our team, our members, our member leaders love the show.
And I want to encourage y'all to forget about all this public policy.
We got to let that breathe, though. We supposed to let that breathe. You
Yeah,
didn't let
man.
that comment breathe.
They give you compliments and you cutting the compliment off. That's the problem.
Investment.
So listen, guys. The way y'all keep Wolf and Denzel in line, could y'all do that for Diallo? Like, can we send them to y'all?
That's the Wolf and Denzel. Look.
Yeah, if y'all keep Wolf and Denzel tight, I know y'all can get this better.
Listen.
Hey, one thing you will know if you become a member of this, we do struggle now. We do struggle.
And we
struggle is life.
Yeah. We have tactics and we follow the tactics. So yeah, and we adapt as we need to.
Well, we'll send Diallo there Monday morning. So
okay. Blessings. Thank you.
Or we could just go do our individual investment and get paid. And leave this all behind.
Anyway, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Peace.
That image shows the dent in my head. I keep my head here so y'all can't see the dent, but that picture didn't get my good side.
The editing, though. The editing, just phenomenal editing.
I'm gonna come with that raw.
Oh, man.
I met the man.
So listen, man, we had a couple more things that we need to get to. I wanted to talk about this dirty ass water that Andre got us under. Skin boiling and in Atlanta. So in Atlanta, we still under. Actually, the water was off of almost a week. Feel like so restaurants was closed, and then there's a boil water advisory for seemed like forever as well.
One more time.
Boil water advisory. Boil. Man, come on, bro.
Accident.
You asked me if I'm from the South. You're not from the South. It's ball. We don't say boil. Boiled water. Ball water. Like Jared Ball?
No. Actually, no, not like
Jared Ball water, ball water, and Earl.
Boiled.
Is that the King's English? Is that the one that's in the King James Bible?
Boiled water.
Ball water.
Huh?
It's ball water. It's ball water. Anyway, let me play this, man. I'm
boiled. No, but yeah, stop making light of a serious situation, Geechee.
Say that again. What you say?
No, play your ball water video, Geechee. I thought Jared was coming out with a new scam, ball water with electrolytes.
Oh, wait, we got to get to that though. We got to get. I should.
Wait,
19 keys is showing.
Oh, we gonna get to the keys. We gonna get to the keys in the water.
Getting another get rich quick scheme.
Get some seltzer ball water.
The city's water supply is. And water is a valuable, a critical piece, a critical resource, and cities can't function and lives can't function without it. It's absolutely at the top of our list, and it is a priority that has our fullest attention. We take this matter very, very seriously, and our whole team takes it very seriously. As you see us working on this, we apologize profusely for this disruption to life in the city of Atlanta. We will have regular updates going forward, telling exactly what's happening, what information we have. We'll have regular updates about what is happening and how that might affect you. And I will be candid that overnight we did not do the best job of communicating. We could have done a better job over the past day, and for that, I apologize in how we have not been able to give you as much up-to-date information as possible. But the crews are working.
So apparently when the stuff went down, he went to Memphis, and they was also criticizing him because he, we had water issues here, and he was bouncing on us. And then, but this idea of taking water very seriously. So I did connect and end up recruiting somebody who worked for Atlanta.
I'm sorry.
Somebody who worked for Atlanta Watershed, who pretty much tells me he knows everything about the water system. I end up recruiting him to our org, but he told me that there was like multiple mains that was that busted or broken, and only a few of them was fixed. But again, a part of this idea of him really caring about water, that hasn't been true, because obviously the whole thing with how he engaged with Cop City, and there's been over 500 leaks and breaks in the past year. And, I guess breaks come through multiple ways, where water, corrosion, temperature clogging, soil erosion, which this soil here is full of shit. But supposedly since 1875, the Atlanta water systems was already trash. And then they enforced a law where the pipes are supposed to be clean, or there was some type of thing where they was in violation since 1972. And so if he was so concerned about the water, one, he wouldn't be getting sued by this organization, watershed organization, that talks about the damage that not only Cop City is doing, but just in general, him creating dead zones and shit like that. So there's no effort, if you want to be real, about him really caring about the water. And I think to criticize him when he left, but him leaving and him having the capacity to leave. And one of the things I was talking about with somebody the other day is like, even the middle class people, they have to deal with the water too. Like maybe the elites and people who are kind of running shit, they can leave and or not even be situated, but the people who are supposedly getting up to the next class, they still have to deal with the water shit too. So, but go ahead, Diallo, you was saying something.
No, well, I think that this infrastructure issue is everywhere. And here in Chicago, there's lead contamination, and the city's remedy was to drive around. And no, it wasn't even to drive around. You had to go online and apply for a water filter. You can't boil out lead. So you could buy these countertop water filters where you can fill up your water and then get free water filters from the city. And I'd go over people's houses, and there were some people had the water filters on. So capitalism and imperialism hollows out the country. The United States infrastructure is, like you said, in Kansas City, their water system hasn't been updated since the goddamn Civil War in most regions.
Yeah. So Denzel just said Memphis has one of the cleanest water sources in the country. So that would be interesting as the mayor goes to Memphis while his city's under water crisis.
But it's only as clean as your pipes. So if your source is clean, but your pipes are lead,
yeah,
or corroded, so.
And so also the water, the city was like, they will not issue refunds, and because the cancellations are not due to them, and so the public emergency is beyond their control. But again, it doesn't go back to the reality of like if the pipes was jacked up since the 70s, and then the water system since the 1800s, then that means your priorities should be water. But
saw them big ass stadiums all over Atlanta.
Yeah, it's a bunch. So Jared, since you're running the city council in your area, are you taking care of your water sources over there?
Political big machine politician.
We don't have. It might surprise you to learn that the Hickory Ridge Village Board doesn't have any anything to say. Has no. The water system is not in our purview, so I don't have much to say about that. That's taken care of by those higher up the food chain. But my goal is to always live in some proximity to rich whites, which, you know, I figure that's the safest plan. So.
That's a practical survival strategy. I can't get that is practical as fuck.
I keep trying to get closer.
Forget, you know, buying them MREs and loading up on ammunition. Proximity to white people as a survival strategy.
They just keep moving farther away. I got to keep moving. I got it, but I do. That is the goal.
Being slow, but they'd be mad fast when it comes
they yeah.
If they put flight in the Olympics, white folks all the medal.
Gentrified flight, white folks win that hands down every 4 years, boy. Gold medal goes to white America again. But I'm saying, hey, be trying, man. I'm like, look, I can't keep up with all the science and all the research. So when I just see white folks move, I was like the birds. If they start flying south, I'm like, up, white folks migrating again. Pick up your tent and let's go.
The periphery, way before the periphery.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. You know, when they run out of options, you know, then we really in trouble. But that's
or we getting free. Either way.
Well, you're right.
But either way, until then.
Yeah, I think you're doing it wrong though. Like,
water?
Say what?
Are you boiling water?
Nah.
You're not following the advisory?
Nah, I got some other skills.
Oh wow.
No. I got some water somewhere. I got some sources over there. But Jared doing it wrong. So Jared go towards the white people, but the real
rich whites.
Okay.
Be specific.
Jared,
I'm not just following any.
Jared run to the rich whites.
You got to get his 12-week seminar, Black Survival Strategy.
Link in the show description.
You should take notes from this brother, Jared.
Yo, this like I can't even get through that madness. Why is
he back in the news? He got a new baby?
No, he got a new interview.
You should get to this point of how to escape poverty.
Nick Cannon's telling us, or who's his guest?
I mean, both of them really.
I haven't recreated the clip yet, but the culture's top thought leader.
19 kilos.
Let's get into it.
And as a childhood star, right? Being seen as a star, being seen as a light, right? But then also having to cope with your darkness that may be different than what the perceived light is.
Yeah.
What was your first interaction with your own darkness?
Oh, that's a good question. Such a distinguished introduction as well. I appreciate it. But to jump right into it, man.
He's the guest.
Especially when
my fault.
Arts, but in life in general, darkness is a necessity. Because as we all know, it's about a balance, you know, equanimity in our existence. So to act like it doesn't exist, you're not living in any sense of reality. So my first, I came up like how we all came up. You know what I mean? There was no silver spoons. You know what I mean? I never like to, especially amongst our own people, I never like to, you know, talk about how rough it was, because it's like that for all of us. We all know what the existence is. Yeah. From you know, government housing to just we all have a level of disenfranchisement that we all came up with, and we all are now, even this generation is excelling beyond it. We're not allowing that to keep us down. So I leaned into, like, obviously the arts and all of that to escape poverty. But I mean, if we're talking about the darkness, you know, I'm even at those ages, I've seen it all, you know, everything from, you know, gang violence to, you know, hitting close to home, losing family members, losing friends, being in shootouts.
Yeah, you gonna love this part.
We come from the 90s culture where a drive-by shooting was normal. That was that on the way to school and the way back home. Like, you're gonna see one at least once a month, at least. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's more than that, and just knowing how to navigate through that. And, you know, growing up as an 80s baby, moving around in the 90s, there was this layer of armor that we put on of attempting to look the part, attempting to walk the, so you didn't get caught off guard. You know what I mean? So I explored the wanting to be a gang member. At times, I have such an interesting dichotomy of being raised. You know, my dad was a former gang member who changed his life and, you know, started his own ministry and moved to North Carolina while I stayed in Southern California and Southeast San Diego. And my mother's husband, my stepfather, was one of the biggest D-boys in the city. So I had, you know what I mean? So I was like, I want to write that book and do, instead of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is that, you know, gangster dad and, you know, preacher dad type of vibe.
The Court's top thought leader.
What are we watching here?
We
The
trying to get
Court's top thought leader.
Jared, are you on top of his selections?
No.
I lean
I'm
on
just
you.
letting you. That's what we're watching, though.
Wait, time out. Jared brought this video.
I brought this one. I brought this video.
What was I supposed to get out of this?
I don't know. I just saw, honestly, I put it. Let me just tell you a little bit real quick.
Me a cult leader cat. I
had put this in the run sheet when I thought the today and previous days was going to go differently, and I thought I would have had time to get to it, but things a couple things went a little left on my schedule, so I didn't quite get to it in the way that I had hoped to. Whoa, what happened to Geechee? He just left. He said we talk bad about 19 Keys and he dipped out. But so I didn't get to watch as much of it as I would like. But what I did see, one part I did see, which is beginning to help clarify for me what is going on, because I don't, for some reason I haven't reached this level of clarity until I saw what was clipped here as the section on Black-owned business. So I just wanted to play that real quick because I thought that was very telling. So this is the section timestamped as Black-owned business.
So when you something like that, he's right, because he's like, we were set in a place of privilege because the one thing that the colonizers had is that they had their weapons, which we didn't understand, and they had the audacity, the confidence to conquer.
Yeah, I think
so. For a second, I thought, wait a minute, are they actually about to do what Diallo and I were just criticizing folks for never doing, and they actually explain how folks got their money? I was like, wait a minute.
I think their technology was their greatest weapon.
Yeah, because and I've gotten in trouble for, and I still stand by it. I've gotten in trouble in the past to just say
3, 2, 1, and then we get this.
What does your cabinet look like? What is it that you're taking in
that
your
gold water, baby?
Yeah.
If it's not our products, then whose products are you taking? And if it's no products, then that's a problem. Y'all seen our commercials for gold water?
So he's saying, so on the one hand, they start off by saying the colonizer did this, that, and the third. This is the section where they put the commercial in, the Black business section. And then we get the intro to tell us that you have to have some products in your closet or your medicine cabinet. And if you don't have their products, you're wrong. And then they proceed to sell this what is called gold water, and I'm not going to play the commercial. Gold water, and then some vitamin C moss. So it's like a combination pill of the sea moss and the and I guess vitamin C.
But you
gotta go from
And
color to silver to gold.
quickly, my point is that this is in the section clipped as the black owned business. So then they move on to the rest of the discussion without, from what I saw at least, completing that thought process of they colonize violently, and then he turns it into technology and then sells his products.
Right, that gun in your face is not a trick. That's like the opposite.
Listen, man.
But yeah, but are we going to overlook the fact that he got cult leader starter kits all around in the background, like literally the hat, the rhetoric, the sunglasses, the products, like all through the background is like a cult leader starter kit. To hell with
you
y'all.
said he owes Elijah Muhammad some sort of copyright infringement or something.
Trademark
something.
Trademark. Or unless he gonna pull that whole reincarnation stuff, but I don't know if
oh no,
if Allah is sending cats back. I don't know which gods do what anymore. It's all overlapping.
I don't even think he would try to pull that one off.
Do they reincarnate anyway?
So
Peachy, what's this next clip?
So this clip,
never died.
He's talking about his African connections. He went to the continent, and he went to Ghana. But I dived into this though.
He's
currently running for president out there.
Okay.
Right. So we changed we helped change the visa requirements out there in Ghana.
Right? Yeah.
Ghana, Rwanda, I think Kenya, a couple other different places. But it was like when I went out there, I had that same experience. Like it's kind of like the first time I went to Atlanta.
Yeah.
But
we run this.
Everybody is black, right?
Yeah.
But the concept of black is not the same.
Yeah.
Because they look at each other. You may be an African brother, but ethnically, where are you from? Like, you feel me?
Like they don't even like calling themselves Africans. They call like I'm Nigerian.
Right, I'm Ghanaian.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Botswani or whatever it may be. But that's where when I go out there, I feel the most American.
Yeah.
Because I'm bringing all of my ethnic, right, and my culture with me.
Yeah.
But then I also bring my armor.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, damn, I don't even know if I need this armor right now. You feel me? And that's why I start to feel a little crazy. And that's when I'm out there and I'm like, I felt when I was in Ghana, that's where I felt the furthest from the problems. Right. And I felt like I was in an echo chamber in America.
Yeah.
To where things are louder than they have to be.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you only hearing this because you in a house that the argument is in. But if you step outside that house, then it disappears. You close that door. But you still go across the country, but you're focusing on the argument that's happening in the house.
At the house.
And it's like, no, there are billions of houses. You know what I mean? And when I went out there, that's where I was like, wait a minute. First of all, I was like, why am I going back?
Right.
Because that's where I say America's where you work and outside America is where you live. Right? Because we know how to work, we make money, but out there is living, joy, right? We eat out here to get full. They eat out there to feel. It's like it's a completely different purpose.
What?
So
cut them out.
And listen, it's just like you got a wealthy brother from the continent, a wealthy brother from Nigeria comes here and stays on the Gold Coast and interacts with prominent black ministers and politicians.
Well, look at his brother.
Like, they living good in America. Jeez.
The supposedly wealthy dude he connected
These dudes
to
are petty bourgeois. They petty colonizers.
Listen, man.
They living good.
So he's connected to this guy who called himself Cheddar, who is a real estate tycoon in Ghana and supposedly running for president, who his top assistant, which is his white lady who apparently got deported for some bullshit she was doing. But even before that, there's something that I saw when they finally got her out of jail. This is kind of weird in terms of they had like signs and celebrating her, like free her. But let me see this. Why do these damn ads keep coming up? How do I stop the ads?
Pay.
I ain't got it, bro.
Break yourself.
If you want us to come to you, then that's it. We can follow you if you want us to come there.
This is her. This is his top advisor, the European, being released from jail. This is the president at and I'm sorry, the president hopeful. 19 Keys is connected.
I'm coming.
You see her free Shelly. So even the people that he's connected to in Africa, his supposedly his crew, are also propped up by white capital, and obviously don't have any type of radical politics other than them saying that he's revolutionary.
America's where he works. He goes over there to live, so he only scams here. He's not scamming in Ghana. He scams. He said, "I work in the United States," so he cult leads and scams in here, and then he goes over there to live.
And everybody in Ghana, Kenya,
conditions,
and everybody, as he said, in Ghana, Kenya, and Rwanda are living. Right. They're not working like we do over here. They're living. They eat to live. They're all smiling and ain't no problems and everything is good.
Well, this dude here got problems. So Nana Kwame, again, he calls himself
Bediako.
Freedom and Cheddar. And
Freedom and Cheddar.
The court's top thought leader.
Again, this idea of trying to say that he has all these radical ideas and he's going to lead the revolution to disrupt Ghana's political establishment. He has a $200 million Mercedes Maybach.
Wait a minute. Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar Freedom. Wait, go back. Freedom
Caesar.
Jacob Caesar. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he's down there in Accra, the high end of the airport residential area in Accra, and he has buildings and he's doing his stuff thizzle. But
I'm gonna see if Daruba's been in touch. Let's ask if Daruba's taking meetings with this dude.
I'm pretty sure he haven't, but he presents himself as a Pan-Africanist with strong desire for an African revolution, radical approaches to government, using principles from running his corporate business. He's using that principles for running corporate business. Focus first on the human resources to deliver the task. And then as you see, the new force, so that's his movement, is here to attract such people that are ready to be a part of the change in the private sector. Interesting. And then down here, he says that's a white girl, the Belgian white girl, which I'm sure when you keep diving, her dad or somebody's the one that's probably propping him up.
What's her name?
Shalimar. That's the one that's the political prisoner that they got released. But yeah, I'm gonna look more into her to see what's happening. But his radical ideas for transforming the Ghanaian economy are yet to catch on amongst the voters, as discussions about his claim of making 1 million at the age of 21. But as he says, his radical movement is bringing in corporatism in the political affairs.
That's
revolutionary, right? But that's what your
like
boy
Jared said. The coons have to adopt the rhetoric of revolution and liberation.
Yeah. And they got it in 19 Keys again. So now with you as a Pan-Africanist, 19 Keys is proven to the people that he's actually a real Pan-Africanist. He's over there with another Pan-Africanist who's running for president.
Wait a minute. We all got to look into this. Wait, because
yeah, she wild.
It says here that she claimed to have entered the country in 2017 with residency in 2018 as a student of Ghana's Christian University College. but apparently she never had been a student, and the documents purportedly issued by the institution to support her application for residence permit were forged. So, but it doesn't say. So that story, if to the extent it's true, leaves us to not know anything about who she is and how she got there.
She
or
works
what she's
in
doing
Belgium
there.
and she lives in Ghana.
Wait a minute, Daruba said. Wait a minute, Daruba says he knows this dude since he was a kid and that he's quite wealthy. Hold on a second.
How you get the money? Tell Daruba to come on up. How you get the money?
Wait a minute. Can you join our show now? We are talking about him,
corporatism,
and his Belgian
like it's not already there,
partner.
Right?
Where's the let me get the show, the studio link. And then where and did you put on the run sheet is a link to this story, right?
Yeah. The dude
he said he's known this dude since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Where's the link to
but did he was he really
Mugabe, please don't. Mugabe was another crook.
Wait, what? You saw this?
No.
People
still believe in that myth about Mugabe.
He's a TV presenter, actress.
Yeah,
model.
so she's a one of the Google searches I saw said she's an influencer.
She influencing the government over there, so she doing her thing.
We'll see if Daruba. We'll see what happens with Daruba here, but that's wild. That is wild.
Yeah, I started to look into her, but I was like, I'll do that later. But I know some shit gonna come up.
19. I don't know if he even knows who 19 Keys is.
Nah.
I'm about to order my cult leader starter kit.
Hey, you know what? We all should get gold water and drink it out of our cup.
Don't drink it. You sell it.
Oh.
You always want to be on the side of the suckers. You always
want to be high level. We don't drink the gold water, yo.
You believe these con men don't know they conning?
Because won't that get us to an enhanced?
That's what I'm trying to do. Drink the gold water.
Our mentality.
Drink that gold water.
Because our mentality is what's missing here.
Ooh, this tastes good. The bottom of the I got this. All
right. Well, we'll see if I don't know where Daruba is. Did we?
There you go.
Is there any? Where? Who?
He live at under the tree.
Daruba.
What's going on, man?
My man. Welcome. Good to see you again. So just real quick, we were looking into this story of with 19 Keys who goes by
the Coach's top thought leader,
and he's linked up with your boy Freedom Cheddar, and they're saying that they were they reworked the visas so that Black Americans could travel more to the continent, and they're building some new Pan-African vision that's gonna, I don't even understand really what they're claiming, but they're claiming to be involved in some. So I said, if something's happening in Ghana, then you would have to know. So who is this dude, and what is this dude? What can you tell us about this guy and his Belgian deported partner or whatever she is? I don't know what.
Political prisoner.
Oh, we lost him. Damn.
Yeah, he froze up.
He froze up. I thought he was sitting quietly listening.
Free cheese on the EYL. I don't know if that is, I don't know if that's his partner, but the way they was connected looked kind of interesting.
Because I mean, they at minimum look friendly, and yeah. I thought you described her as his
advisor,
business,
business
right.
partner.
Yeah, I didn't mean like romantic partner.
Okay,
I meant like business partner. Although I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying, but it's business.
Yeah.
But what does she do?
I think.
What are her credentials?
Listen, I would like,
because that looked like she got flued in.
The quarter ass.
I mean, because it says she's an influencer and faked her credentials into the Christian university or whatever. So I'm like, what is she doing?
She got flued in, yo.
And what's the plan?
Y'all already know what time it is.
But yo, I mean, yeah. But what's the plan? What are they going to build for us? We'll come back to that, and we'll get
Listen,
Yoruba
y'all
back.
mess around in Ghana. I'm gonna be up in Akon.
Akon City.
Yeah,
This is gone.
so while y'all down there in Ghana with 19 keys.
So, but what? But also, does he say anything more about the visas that they got pushed through? I think Daruba's trying to get back on here. Like, what does that mean exactly? What? And then he said Ghana, Rwanda, and Kenya. Is he really on? Is he bi-coastal like that?
I wouldn't be surprised, man. We sitting here laughing, but these characters
are everywhere.
They go far, and our people swallow. They swallow them up. So they want them to be swallowed. I mean, TD Jakes,
the new movement brand ambassador,
stars and household names. So we sitting here
She was
laughing.
the spokesperson
Somewhere in Rwanda plotting the massacre of Congolese people along with their administration.
But that is what I want to see in all West African development. Good Belgian partner. You got to have the Belgians around.
Is that right?
Nothing good in Africa happens without Belgium.
With Kagame too, right? Yeah, these dudes, man. Like I said, and what's crazy, our community just doesn't have any level of any limits for how far we allow these grifters, scam artists, scallywops, and scoundrels. We have no limit on how far we'll let them go.
Let's check and see if Daruba can be audio only because he's on, but I don't think the camera on.
Yeah, Daruba. Wait, I got it. Daruba, are you able to hear us without your camera on? No.
Maybe he's coming up. Something to change. Yeah, Shaka Bar is a little interesting too. I actually had some comrades from the Friends of the Congo who was supposed to come on and kind of counter a lot of stuff that Shaka was talking about. So we'll set that up soon too. But he claimed that
we'll keep seeing if we can get Daruba on. I don't know anything. Who's Shaka Bars and what's happening?
He just went on Breakfast Club talking about. He actually kind of like was talking shit to Charlemagne too, but he came on Breakfast Club and talking about how all the work he's doing to liberate Africans from the Congo. Oh, I mean, I can pull him up. I thought y'all.
I have no idea who he is. And was there anything else on the run sheet that we didn't get to, or did we get to all of this?
I think we got to it.
All right, just making sure.
Oh, he's
so while we're doing all this, folks, to the EYL community, we are planning forthcoming live events. So make sure you stay tuned, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you support the Patreon. Make sure you got the bell rung because we got some live events coming up. What's
I was
up?
supposed to text Erica to tell her to send me that. Could you tell your wife
sure
to
were.
send that link? I didn't remind to check out where people coming in from. Your wife.
What?
Text Dr. Can you tell Dr. Mingo to send you the link so we can give it to the chat? Because we're supposed to check and see where people at.
Yeah, we're supposed to see where our we're supposed to do a demographic check of the EYL audience.
And I was supposed to
find
text
out
her back yesterday.
because we are planning our next live events. The Baltimore one, all told, was a success, and we want to do some more. And so we are
already got
part
the next locked in.
We do have it locked in, or we don't have it locked in. We don't.
No,
we
I mean location, but not the date.
We have the date and location.
Oh, really?
I'm working with amateurs over here.
So Diallo said yes, you said no, and I don't know. So that's a perfect.
And our manager said no too. So
I just know it's locked in. I sent y'all the thing on the thing.
You said we have to do it to be there, but that wasn't.
We
I didn't
already
think that.
agreed.
We did agree, but
I didn't. New York, I'm going to start making and letting people know. We're going to do it in conjunction with Skip Coon's album release party.
Oh, you talking about that? Oh,
yeah, in August. I saw that one.
Yeah. I thought.
But I wasn't sure if there was going to. No.
What else you think
I wasn't. No, I knew you were talking about. I just wasn't sure that was confirmed and that we had the date. But we will. But we will be in Jackson, Mississippi, in August for Skip Coon's
It will be
album
an
release.
EYL live and album release.
Oh, that's gonna be hot.
Come together.
That's gonna be hot. So I got to call Kali Akuno and see if I
our
can.
efforts. Please help us.
We got to go. We got to go see. Yeah.
Helmets.
We got to go see Jackson.
Eyewear and helmets.
Jackson Rising and all of that.
Projectiles.
Cooperation Jackson.
Diallo, stop, man.
Yeah, we got to go do that. So yeah, but what I wasn't sure of is the exact details of that, or if there's going to be one before then, and I know there's going to be one. So there's not going to be one before then.
Yeah, the before
there will be one in the fall.
Yeah, the before them is not going to work. We'll just do that afterwards.
That was just a bit too tight.
Yeah.
No problem. No.
It wasn't giving cheddar. Wait, what is Cheddar Bob? Oh, never mind. I thought you were talking about
Cheddar Bob. I don't know. So who is this Cheddar? I thought you were pulling up a link.
So listen, when I get back from New York, I thought we're gonna go full steam ahead with that date and that time, and now y'all both sitting here acting brand new.
What New York?
Oh, I'm going to New York.
Oh, see,
over the weekend.
You got Renee thinking we coming to New York.
You got Renee thinking. Yeah, no, Renee, we're not. I thought we were going to end. I thought we were going to do one in. I thought we were ending up in Brooklyn.
You know, in Brooklyn.
I don't know about that.
I thought we were doing. I thought we were doing
some of them Harlem juice bars.
But I thought you were supposed to bring us back out to Brooklyn to your old stomping ground.
Nobody don't know that dude in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
I know more people in Brooklyn than him.
I'm the one running into people in the streets of Brooklyn.
I know more Brooklyn. I know.
Was that Brooklyn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
right by Jay-Z. Right by Jay-Z Museum. He went to go read some lyrics.
I was, but where I was, but the conference was at the
I only mess around
Long
in
Island
the white areas of Brooklyn when I use the Jarrett survival method technique.
Well, that's where I ended up at the Long Island, the gentrified Long Island University in Brooklyn.
Right.
And where Rock Nation, Jay-Z's Rock Nation had funded all of this new whatever, which is why their name is all over the building.
And Bed-Stuy.
But yeah, I never stomped. I walked lightly the whole time I lived there. So yeah.
Look at you, and you ain't even holler at Zenzi when you was there.
No, I was there. I'm at Connecticut Muffin. You know,
at the plug.
I'm in New York.
My bad. You're right, Zenzi. I messed up. A lot of people. Is this Daruba? Daruba's back. Daruba's back at it. What's up?
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, we hear you. So Daruba, first of all,
my man Cheddar for, man.
Man, tell us about Cheddar, man. Cheddar
he's running around with 19 keys, talk about solving all the problems. Who is this dude?
Bringing corporatism to the politics.
To Pan-Africanism, merging
man. I knew Cheddar. Listen, all that. Bringing what?
Corporatism to politics.
Corporatism to politics, and he's
in
a
Pan-Africanist way
with a $200 million.
Y'all got it twisted, man. Y'all got it twisted. I knew Cheddar since he was a kid, man. And Cheddar got it. Cheddar started out with picking up junk. That's how he started making money. Just scrap metal, you know. And then he took a fall, and that was like 20 years ago or something, back in the 1990s. And since then, you know, he's basically been in real estate. He's developed a lot of real estate here. In fact, the top hotel, one of the top hotels here, he just built it about 2 years ago. He got some more property that he's developing, but he's an independent, and that's the problem. And so that's why there's all this propaganda on him, because he's neither NPP or NDC. So he don't need their money, and he don't need their influence, and he don't have to pay nobody to get in parliament. And so they don't know how to deal with him, you know. But the problem with him, you know, that's my man. But the problem with him is that, you know, he doesn't really have the type of politics that he should have, because of the people that surround him, and because of the environment that he's in. Like he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on earthquake victims in Turkey, you know, straight out his pocket. You see, and he finances projects to help people. And so, you know, he's cool, but the people that he got around him are reactionaries. And and he's got, you know, he was getting ready to do a forum here, Pan-African Forum, with Professor Lumumba.
Yeah, I saw that.
And what's his name? From the EFF in South Africa.
Yeah,
Malema.
Julius Malema. Yeah, and it got canceled, right?
Yeah, the Mr. Potato Head canceled it.
Yeah,
Mr. Potato Head canceled it, and you know, he canceled it at the last minute. But the problem with it was,
damn,
that did the promotion and that did all the PR, right? And of course, this is Africa, so having you understand, automatically gets everybody start asking questions and saying this is some outside influence and all of this stuff, right? But you know, I don't have his political ear, because if I did, you know, he knows what I would tell him, you know. But I haven't bumped into him lately. You know, I'm pretty much a recluse. Here.
Well, but he's also running.
Yeah, the people that he got around him, man. Go ahead.
No, we were asking because some of the people that he's got around him from this side of the pond include this dude 19 Keys, who's part of this Earn Your Leisure collective, and
he got all these reactionaries.
Yeah,
because you know, like
real quick, I think it should be noted that because
he's down with Mayweather, man. Mayweather is his own. They hang together sometimes. And you know how backwards Mayweather is.
But I think because of the separation, sometimes real quick.
We all know the saying, innocent by association.
No, what I was about to say, I think because of the situation that they're there on a like, because you remember with Traore, didn't Traore, he was saying something about Umar before.
Hello.
So I think sometimes if they see somebody is popping in the U.S. and they come over there, they might associate themselves with them, but they might not even know what they're doing over there. So if Traore,
here we go again.
No, but it's true. If Traore shares a post about Umar, that don't mean that he's doing the Umar shit. That just mean like he sees Umar, he's like, oh, Umar said something about Pan-Africanism.
It's too late now.
Hold on, I don't think Daruba could hear us.
Oh.
Yeah. Daruba, are you able to hear us? Yeah, his connection was struggling.
But I'm not. I think
I'm really a meat eater. I'm just surrounded by vegans.
No, but listen, I think Cheddar connected with 19 Keys. It seems logical. Traore saying something about Umar is like he doesn't know Umar. If Umar says something about Pan-Africanism and Traore see that, Traore who actually engage in Pan-Africanism, he might, you know, share a post is what he did. But I don't think that's the same thing with 19 Keys. I think, yeah, like him and 19 Keys sound like they're on the same temperature. Somebody who said they made $1 million at 21, which I was about to ask Daruba, if he started out putting
that's a hell of a leap. I'm about to go out in my hood.
Listen, if you taking up strap metal, you made it like something has to happen.
A hell of a leap. There's a lot of stuff left out there.
Well, you heard what Daruba said. He said something to the effect he took a fall. So we don't know. We don't. Well, I don't know. What I heard it as is there was a blip in the life that we're not getting. We're not getting the details on.
I thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, Daruba, can you hear us, Daruba?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on the road.
Yeah.
There it is.
Again, if you can hear us, I don't know if you can hear us, but I want to know what that took a fall was, and did he make $1 million at 21 for real?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, try. Yeah, we hear you.
Clear.
You hear me?
Yes.
Much better. So when you said he took a fall, was that something that he got paid in? Because he says he made $1 million at 21.
Yeah, we hear you. Do you hear us? I don't think he hears us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. But anyway, my point is that's what I just thought. I thought there was a gap in the story we weren't meant to be told on a live, and that and who knows what he did to recover, and then he got it. And how did he get into the real estate and turn that into a moneymaker? I don't know. I'm actually more curious to learn about what his intent was with the EFF and Malema. That's to me a shock. To hear that there was even an attempt to build with them.
What I think was happening, because PLO came too, and I told you when I finally met him in person, I just wasn't impressed at all. And I don't even think him and Julius Malema.
Yeah, we hear you. Do you hear us?
Okay, yeah, I hear you. But listen, I'm almost home. So if you give me about 10 minutes, I can get on and it'll be steady. Because we're gonna I'm in the car. I'm almost back to the house. And so
I mean, it's up to you.
We could stay on while we on, but I'm just saying, I'm almost back at the house. So you were saying now about some dude named 12 Keys. Who's these guys?
19. So 19
The Court's top thought leader.
He's supposedly a descendant of Louis Farrakhan, but he's more of the entertaining version of the Nation of Islam.
No, you don't mean a literal descent.
Well, not literal descent. I don't know.
He comes out of Oakland. As far what I understand about his background, he comes out of Oakland and got into the Nation of Islam stream at some point, and then went off on his own. And he claims to be one of these a thought leader and someone building a mindset that's going to bring us
it's
to.
Proven.
He's on the internet or something?
It's not claimed. The community has embraced and validated his claim.
Fair enough.
He's an internet celebrity?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, he's a burgeoning cult leader. He went from a financial advisor and an online influencer to creating a cult of prosperity and wealth generation.
He's on the way to cult leadership, but he was an internet celebrity, and that's how he got up.
Name 19 Keys?
19 Keys, yeah. But not those keys. I think it's the other keys. I don't think it's... Yeah,
Name 19 Keys?
Yeah.
Damn. We really in bad shape, man.
No, not those keys, though. I don't think it's them keys. I think it's like... Keys. I think it's the open up information. I don't think it's the other
Why didn't he just do like 50 and take 20? Huh?
I don't know. So we just noticed that your boy was
you know, like I
connected
said,
to him.
Runs, you know, Cheddar got a little, you know, he's got a little bank, so he runs with people that you and I and the movement and folks that got some politics would frown upon, would look at very skeptically, you know.
So you're saying essentially.
I'm not on his advisory
because there's no fire.
So I don't get to holler at him like that. You know, even though he respects me and everything. Like I said, I knew him for a long time and his family. You know, but I don't hang with him, and you know, so.
All right. Let's so I mean, are we intending to stay on and talk with Daruba more about this?
We can if you want to. I wanted to hear the other part of that fall, but yeah, it's up to you. And Diallo got a break early, we can replace
I was hoping by 9:30. I probably got another at most 10 minutes from now.
All right, well, yeah, the fall was prison time. That's what I thought was being said. So that's what I was asking. Like, what led to
fall come up? Like he got a settlement.
What was what led to the prison, and then what led from the prison to real estate, to flipping real estate to that. But
to me, even that fall could mean you could have done something, took the fall, and come out with the money after you took the fall. So he kind of done something and say, like, you can take this for me, and when you get out, you can have this. So, and I know,
but Daruba's not going. Even if he knows, we're not going to get that story live on camp. So, I think. Look, I think we should wrap here, and we can build with Daruba on this another time. So Everybody, please like, share, subscribe, support the Patreon. Thanks for coming through. Come back tomorrow for Saturdays. We got Sundays with Ear Doctor, and I'm not sure if Dope D is going to be there. Diallo, oh yeah, you were muted there. Go ahead. What else is happening?
EYL Live, Jackson, Mississippi.
August.
Album release party. EYL Live.
Do we have a date?
Marcus Garvey birthday, August 17th.
Oh wow, okay.
Y'all acting brand new.
Can I actually be there?
I sent the thing and y'all
Saturday the 17th. Yeah, but I just got to make sure because yeah, I'll make it. All right. So that's it. So we don't have a flyer, but with that, stay tuned.
Yeah. Like it was just a handshake agreement. But like I said, when I get back from New York, I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
You don't got a liquor house deal for us, man. See,
I don't know nothing about that.
See what type of
I tend to avoid the South. If I hang around the South too much, I'll forget how to pronounce boil.
Ball water.
I don't want that to happen to me.
Chat, how y'all say ball? Boil. You really say boil?
Oh, you know how to say it. You know how to say
boil.
Water.
You really say boil?
I say boil, but I'm not from the South like that.
Diallo, you really say boil?
I indubitably. Yes. I say it how it's written.
Burrow. TBS, burrow. Barrel.
That's why I can't stay in the South too long.
Listen, bro. Ball water. Boil. Gigi is just country. Renee, don't do that. Because don't act like Jersey is any less country.
Renee is Brooklyn. She just lives in Jersey.
Well, the Bronx is country people because
they don't say it. They just say heat up the water, yo.
Yeah. Could we get a? Is there
Elon,
a word
get
for,
him, Elon.
Is there a word for that?
Till it bounce, yo.
Is there like an anti-Semitic type word for that? Anti what?
For anti-South?
Yeah, anti-South dialect. Can you bring up something?
Huh?
What is it? Can you make up something for? Can you create a word since you're a doctor, Dr. Ball?
Stop.
Hey, Daruba, we're gonna
Kimu, go sit down.
Daruba, we're gonna reconvene another time, my man. We wrapping up.
I'm home now, so I ain't gonna.
No, but we're gonna wrap up, man. We're gonna get you another time, man. Be safe.
All right.
Thank you for coming through.
All right. Okay, man. Y'all be cool.
Appreciate it, Daruba. Thank you, sir. All right. I love that we can reach out to him. He'll pop on when he can. I do love that though. All right, good people.
And he probably said ball too, ball water too. See,
I bet he doesn't.
If the Ruben say, I
bet he doesn't.
The Ruben don't say boil.
He does. I bet he does. In fact, he did because he stayed at my house. He said, "I'm gonna boil some water."
He ain't never said no damn boil. Come on, man.
Peace if you're willing to fight for it, like Fred Hampton used to say.
You don't listen, Geechee. I mean, you go to the hospital and you tell the doctor, "I got an issue with this boil."
Listen,
pull down your trousers.
Jared, when I go into the store and I buy beer, sometimes people do get at me because I say bear. I say,
bear. Right.
Y'all got that bear? They be like, bear.
Yeah, you had me all discombobulated. We was eating at a restaurant. And he was like, "You like that bear?" And I'm like, "What bear?" Bear.
You gotta be careful.
You got too much schooling. Your family sacrificed too much to have you educated.
Actually, I was in a voice and diction class. I was in a voice and diction class, and she did try to get rid of my accent, and that's why I intently try to talk proper sometimes, but it go back. So
work on yourself.
No,
the rain in Spain falls mainly in the plain.
Once we do one in Charleston, I'll show you.
What did Bill Cosby say?
I don't know.
About
I don't listen to Bill
Cosby holding us back as a people.
Daruba, we wrapping up, man. We headed out.
No, test Daruba and see if you say ball. Daruba, how do you say ball water? You say boil or ball water?
Who are you talking about? How do I say boil water?
You said ball water? Boil? Do you say boil?
Boil. Of course
See,
you say
it don't
boil.
even sound natural. Huh?
It's boil. It's B-O-Y. It's not ball. It's boil.
It's ball water. Y'all need to spend more
Man,
time
you
in the
want
South.
man,
You don't represent the South very well. That's why I
Man, you
don't
a
go to
victim.
the
You a
South,
victim
man.
of public school. You a victim of the public school system, man.
Listen, I'm gonna stay a victim,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm gonna teach.
I
I'm gonna
have a
teach my churn. I'm gonna teach my churn to how to boil water.
Your churn. You gonna teach your churn. Huh?
Churn. I'm chilling.
You're chilling.
But all jokes aside, Geechee,
No.
boil your water
No.
until
Ball.
the advisory is lifted. Follow
I
the
think it
public
got lifted
health
this morning.
advice.
I think it got lifted this morning. We good.
Oh.
We cool.
But hey, give it another
Hey,
couple of
John.
days.
Andre back in town. The water good now.
Oh, okay. I still give it another couple of days.
Thank you, Diallo. Never knew you cared about me.
Yeah. I'll be trying to fix you nonstop.
I don't want you to do.
Until
All
you get
right.
a woman.
On that note, all right, everybody, I'm pushing this button right here. Peace, everybody. See you next week
I'm
on
out.
You got to earn your liberation.